was just wondering if the thing had remembered to keep the stream marker button in the dashboard, because sometimes it decides that it's not gonna keep it there at all, even though I use it every single time I stream when I come back. But no, today it was in fact here, which is nice. So I was at least able to have that present. What I was not able to have present though is probably just about everything else I'm gonna need. Because I have a poor preparation. Unfortunately, it's just a matter of finding the thing. But yes, I am in fact present. After another perennial episode, another one of these perennial episodes of me just not managing my time correctly at all, but at least it appears that at this time I at least have enough time to do this, so let's see if I can't get a couple of things that I need to get set up, so I can do a wee bit of wheel stuff. I probably... God, there's a bunch of crap that I've opened that I just shouldn't. It just eats into my freaking CPU stuff. Speaking of which, I think I turn this on and I should probably turn it off. For at least as long as I'm gonna be doing this, but let's see. There's one more thing that I need, which I am not remembering what I'm supposed to put into the search bar to find it, but I believe I just did. This one will do. I think this is the window configurations I usually use. But yes, hello everyone who may be watching. I suppose now would probably be a good time to say that, because I think I'm actually going to be able to do a thing in just a moment, incredibly. So hello, default, look what the well dragged in, well. By the thing, well, fortunately I have a few measures that I don't think, or that I think have helped me not to be quite as closely acquainted with a good number of the Twitch outs as I could have been otherwise. And it's not even of the pecuniary solution persuasion, it's the alternative persuasion, but I think all I need to do, I suppose, just another switch over to this thing. This is the one, yes. I also think the audio, I don't know. Well, I think I know the problem is the, I was like, why is the player audio so loud? It's because I forget that I sometimes use OBS to like do screen recording for other stuff or what have you. So I turn it all the way up and I do that, and then I forget to turn it back down in OBS when I stream, because I am good at this. And I guess that's, yeah, 'cause like the volume in the actual music player is quite low right now. So I was like, it shouldn't be that high on the audio levels, but then it is anyway. I think that's resolved now anyway, but yeah. And hello Bern, and hello Sergio, and hello Simna, yes, thank you. And I think we're pretty much good, let me see. Do I have the 20 minutes thing turned off? I do, or no, I have it turned on, but it's not actually on screen right now because I didn't have the correct thing for it. Well, you know, you get to watch me adjust this live. That's probably gonna be good enough. Can also have it like that, but you know what? Guess we'll deal with that. And more to the point, we can look at the window here, which should have all the stuff that I still have on the wheel list, which I did make a bit of an additional moratorium of sorts after last time I did this, which was a hot minute ago, but I think for my sake as well as everyone else's, I'm going to do a slight sort of condition to the way we handle this now, and that is that I don't think I'm gonna end up including more than one fighting game in any given stream that I do of this, which shouldn't be a big deal considering that I already went through most of them anyway. I only have 4 left on the thing, if my calculations are correct. And, well, with that in mind, I don't think I have much else to say, so let's go ahead and get right to it. What are we going to do today? Seem to have a bit of a cluster there, but I guess we're doing Mario Brothers 2. Not Mario Brothers, assuming I'm just questioning what I had in mind myself when I wrote that. I'm assuming I mean Mario Brothers 2 International, not Lost Levels, but it also occurs to me now that I've taken a closer look at this that I failed to shuffle this. So it's gonna be shuffled for the next roll, but for now, we're gonna play original Mario 2 for a few minutes. Should be no issue at all. What might be an issue is me getting the things to display correctly, but I didn't test this at all with the controller I am using right now, which I probably should have, and how do you know, tell them. Let me just make sure that all the settings are fine. I should be able to deal with this. Should probably put this over here as well. You can see everything. It's gonna submit the world's softest game, who knows? Perhaps this is the world's softest game that you're listening to right now, and that is something that serves as proof of why that would be a good submission. Anyway, let's see, is this what I need? I think this is what I need. I'm going to assume this is what I need. Okay. So let's see if I can actually get this on the... oh yeah, something else I should probably go ahead and... what should we call it? Where is the text? Why did I turn this off even? I was probably streaming something else and that's why I did that, but oh well. We're not playing Street Fighter 3 first, sorry, I did it already. Mido, no. Bros 2. Not 3. Not quite at this time. Not yes. Oh my goodness, Reese told me there's a doggy, so I came as fast as I can. Hey Landa, yes. Well, there's always some form, some iteration of doggo lurking in the background where I am involved, I think. There is a fair assumption that can be made. Oh goodness. Akadora has resubbed or up to 26 months. Cumulative, I would assume. But yeah, thank you for the sub, Akadora, and welcome in. As I shuffle through the stuff that I have here. Okay, I think I found it. Would you enjoy your... oh goodness, hold on. Okay, we're gonna close out of that for a moment, even though I found the correct thing. And you heard that, but there's just one small adjustment I gotta make. But yeah, thank you for the sub, enjoy your emotes and all that good stuff. I have to re-input some of the stuff that I'm using here. Just gotta make sure it looks like that. Okay, cool. And then just go right back over there to this much louder music than the music that I was playing from Trigger. Alright. All your eyes in disgust, that sounds like my line. Well, perhaps a little bit of extra license with the description that I put in to the stream for today, but yes. There's definitely a lot of that goes on here and there. I suppose the main factor of how you choose to express that is just how explicit you choose to be about it. Which needs to turn the volume down just a little bit further on my end. I think it should be fine on the stream, but also see that Lambda has redeemed the hydrate, so I'll be doing that real quick. Good thing that I at least remembered to try and ensure that that would be something that I would be ready to do today, but yes, let's go ahead and start the timer. Did anyone actually play as Mario on this? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think this is the game that pretty much initiated the shticks for each of these characters that carried over into a bunch of other games, up to and including Mario 3D World, where they pretty much have the same shticks, which I'm pretty sure Mario is just the most vanilla character in existence, and Luigi jumps high. And they all can lift up wherever they please above their heads. And I think Toad runs fast and Peach can like hover, but there's probably I don't know, which would you say is the most vanilla and not particularly standout one other than Mario? It occurs to me that I think this is a game that I ended up hearing about, not in its original iteration, but back when they were doing like the Game Boy Advance re-releases of these classic games. So I remember, I think that's like the time at which I heard about it the most. Oh whoops, probably should have brought that with me. Okay, I don't believe I ever actually beat this, at least not in a way or in a location which I can't remember with any kind of clarity. Suggestion pet doggy point reward? Well, that would be, that might be a bit complicated to do, like, for real, because I don't think it's probably too easy to keep her in here most of the time that I'm doing this. But you can do it in spirit. I guess I can create like an IOU and deliver on that at such a time that I'm able to. That might render it kind of pointless to a certain degree. What's the fastest, shortest? I can lift things the fastest. I don't think the lifting is like something that necessarily came into play at any other Mario games other than this one. Oh, got a time freezer. And as you can tell, this is the first time ever that I'm playing any version of this game with retro achievements activated. See if I can at least get to the end of the first level. See, I'm pretty sure I should be able to charge a super jump here, but I'm pretty sure I can also get up there if I just I'm reasonably certain that I can get up there if I build up momentum as well. And there we go. And okay, it might be a little bit more difficult. Oh, whoops! I think I messed this up. Or did I? Well, I think I did, unless I like make myself shrink tiny or do this. Which maybe I can do that. Okay, if I just press A very furiously now while holding the correct direction, I can go into this. Oh fuck! This door. I don't really need this anymore, but I guess we made it to a distance. Maybe I can charge a jump now. That seems like a more apt way of doing that. See, I don't think I could have even told you off the top that this is where that door went. Okay, Jesus, okay. Oh. I guess I'm just a little bit paranoid about getting too close and having Virgo shoot another egg immediately. Because I feel like I have vague memories of that happening, but no. I don't even remember how it works as far as like the levels, worlds, however that... Oh god. That's actually divided up in this game. But hey, look at that, I did not receive points. Maybe I'll try Toad this time, I don't know. Do have a... Oh, high jumper. I don't even know how the achievements are about, for the most part. I'm guessing that high jumper might be just because I beat up level as Luigi. And hey, look, this is my... Oh god, this is my magic carpet now. Even your airstrike minions will not be able to thwart my complete another ocean theft of the thing. I don't remember if that's how this works at all. Let's grab the mushroom first, and then can we not go into one of these? I guess maybe we can't. Never mind. Oh, we can go into this version of it at least. Oh boy. And then there's this, which I'm pretty sure we should all know what this is going to lead to, but before I mess around with that, let's see first of all what's in all of these. Oh yeah, there aren't the cherries, like specifically, but determines to when you get a star or whatever, which I don't think we got a star to show up at all in the... Oh jeez, that was unfortunate. But yeah, at least it leaves you alone if you just put it down for a second. Goodness. Yeah, there we go. If you collect 4 cherries, you can get a star. Oop, and my muscle memory of sorts betrayed me there. Not so much muscle memory as much as expectations, I suppose. I pressed B not because I wanted to pick that up, but because I wanted to start the running build-up. And that's where that got me. Oh, okay, that's seriously not... Get rid of it. Oh my god. This is very unfortunate, but... Not because I wanted to pick that up. As usual, I'm having a bit of a hard time in remembering where my thoughts begin and end, but... Oh, this one just... God damn it. If you're gonna be like that, I'll just get up there another way. How about that? I'm wondering if there's anything that determines when the hearts are gonna show up, because I feel like if there is, I definitely will know about it off the top. I guess we don't get to keep this thing. Oh, do we get another Birdo fight? I suppose we do get another Birdo fight. It's just like something you have to deal with a bunch of times. I'm pretty sure I do remember the other, like, boss enemies that you get in this game are the ones that I sort of looked out for, but I don't remember at which point precisely you actually get to them. I was not paying attention last time I did this either. But, well, if we select Peach for this next level, what does it show? 1-3. And I guess it's like a counter on the... See, that's the way that I'm talking about. It's just like, should be enough to show you how familiar I actually am with this. I was gonna say, didn't I grab 4 cherries already? Why didn't I get that just a moment ago? Not if I had to guess if that was in fact a counter, that means that this would be the final level for all one, so it's definitely not quite the same as Mario 1 vanilla or even boss levels, where each of the worlds is divided into 4 stages. I don't know why I'm bringing this all the way over here. I'm not sure what my master plan is, but come this far, I don't know. Let's go into subspace real quick. And warp to World 4. Okay, never mind. I guess we gotta... That's my master plan. I wasn't even sure what I was expecting there, but... I guess we don't get to find out what the final challenge is in World 1 anyway. Oh shit. I think we're gonna want to get rid of this guy as quickly as possible. Yeah, to be honest, I don't think I ever really spent a lot of time playing as Peach in this game, but she really seems kind of OP with that hover. At least she did until that happened. Extra life 0. Oh boy, this could be an interesting and more than likely embarrassing experience. What's about to happen here? More than likely, oh jeez. See, I'm trying to calm down specifically so I have time to readjust my perspective before one of these fuckers comes running at me, but I suppose it didn't quite work out for me, did it? Oh, we do have continuous. Well, might as well keep going with it. I suppose my mission, for the time being, which I can hopefully fulfill within the next 10 minutes, hopefully, is that Peach will be able to beat this level. How long can she float for, though? It seems like I need to test this now. Not very long, but it seems longer than that when you're covering the kind of distances that I just did. Okay, I'm not sure if the deal with this is that it's significantly different. We got another subspace door, but oh, cool. I don't quite remember if that's like what you're supposed to. Oh, goodness. Like how you're supposed to get points every time just by getting them in subspace, but we get yet another Birdo confrontation, except this time it's an ice. No. Yes. Possibly. If we do, I suppose we're not doing it quite yet. Sure hope there's no penalty for trying to bring this guy all the way over here, because we're doing it. And by here, I don't actually mean here where we are right now, but I suppose the end of the, oh god. The end of the screen.
Nice.
We do have quite a bit of, oh god. Ground to cover. Fuck, before we can even get there though. Also, thank you for the follow. Smack Dave, how you doing? Oh, I suppose that was the boss fight, just getting over here. Let's just do that for good measure. It looks like my prerogative has been fulfilled at least. I got the floater. Oh, well, I guess we're gonna... Oh, damn it. You acknowledge that we've beaten a stage with all of these characters except for Mario now, so might as well go for the full vanilla experience and probably regret it, but I wonder if we can get to the end of World 4 in the remaining 8 minutes that we have. It apparently took me about 10 minutes just to get to the last level of World 1. I'm not too sure what I can make of that. Oh my goodness, okay. See, these guys that actually run, like turn back to continue to chase you are going to be a problem. Unless I deal with them. Oh shit, okay. Can I jump through the platforms? Oh, okay, I'm surprised that hit me. Well, I'm sure I'm glad that it saved my progress of that first screen. Oh, Jesus Christ, okay. I don't reckon it's gonna be worthwhile to try and, I don't know, carry something to throw at these guys so that when they come at you from... Okay, not a great synchronization for that onslaught. Oh, and I did try to duck there, but I suppose I didn't do it fast enough. I think that's kind of screwed though. I think if you're Little Mario in this part, you should be able to dodge the ones that are like one tile off the bottom just by running onto them, but apparently that was not to be. Even though that's, you know, Little Mario being as short as he is an actual factor that determines how effectively you're going to be able to get past some obstacles and gaps and such in other Mario games, so I kind of have to wonder why that's just not the case here, probably. I got these... Oh, wait, what? Okay, apparently if you... can you not jump on top of these things? I sure hope I don't have to redo that. No, I do have to redo that screen again. Especially because we're continuing. Let's just... let's default to something else for the time being, why don't we? 4-1. Wait a minute. Okay, so... Okay, so it is more like Mario 1 than I had anticipated. Okay, so we already did this level. But I guess if we get a game over and we continue, we have to... which is a thing in Mario 1, but it's not like obvious how to do it. You have to like hold A and B, I think, while you hit start, and you can continue from the last world that you reached in Mario 1, but... But you have to start all the way from the beginning of the world, and I guess it's the same way here, except you actually are just given the option to continue. Oh boy. Oh goodness, okay. Yeah, I suppose it's not particularly worthwhile to carry any one of these dudes across the level, so I'll just go ahead and refrain from doing that. I was hoping something like that wouldn't happen, but it's probably just let this fireball off the screen. Probably a good idea. There we go. But you know, this game is a palette of Doki Doki Literal Club. Yeah, that's exactly correct. But you already know that, you read about it. Okay, well, let's go Peach again, but this time we're gonna be using her for this level. I'm sure if I was just a better gamer when I was younger, if old school games are just harder than I remember them. That's a good point, honestly, I feel like. Oh, yeah, I don't even remember what game it was now, but off the top, maybe it'll take me a minute if I can think about it, but... Okay, so this might not actually help for this part. Being able to hover, because you got dudes coming at you from high up as well. Ooh. As long as we don't... Fuck. See, that's the problem. But yeah, there was definitely some game which... Play that again, or... I think it was Mario 64, actually, now that I think about it. I tried Mario 64... Okay, so I didn't even bother to try going down to where the whales are now. I was trying out, like, the fucking tricky triangles, I think, star in Mario 64 at some point in the recent past, so, just as a kind of a tentative thing to see if I was willing to maybe try that out for one of the Archipelago gaming sessions, but I was not able to complete it, that particular star, and I also kind of lost the will to keep trying, oh shit, very quickly, just because of how the physics are in that game. And yet, I distinctly remember that I think when I was in middle school, fuck. Okay, this is gonna be bad. This is my last chance, but I remember when I was in middle school, I 100%ed that game. I think it was middle school, it may have been like the end of primary school when I did that, but when I was not that old. Enough a lad. I've definitely 100%ed that game at least once, and I feel like I definitely do not remember how I was able to do it, I guess. I guess the reduced scope of availability for games definitely as a factor. Acts as a factor. Or that sort of thing. I guess speaking of middle school, that's how I ended up thinking about a lot of games that I was playing around that time. Considering that I was also playing a bunch of stuff on emulator around that time. Actually, I have to fucking do this real quick. Hey, I just killed Sonic twice. Bet nobody's ever made that joke before. It'd be like, hey, yeah, this is kinda hard, but... Oh boy. Well, at least we got to the end of the level, more or less, before that happened. I think we're forced to retry from the beginning now. The remaining minute, or almost 2 minutes, let's say. So let's, I guess, try to just do the formality of beating the first level with Mario, if only so I can technically say that I can... Well, that I have beaten at least one level. Oh shit, one level with Mario in this particular run, which was the run that began less than 20 minutes ago. Which was apparently also the first run that I ever did of this game with retro achievements activated, like I said, but for all the difference that's gonna make. I mean, some old platformers definitely hold up, I would say. The kind of challenge that you might expect from a somewhat hard game today. So if I compare this, or probably any of the like classic Mario platformers, to something like Mario 3D World, which definitely has its own share of challenge, or even Mario Galaxy. Which is the same kind of basic principle, I guess, for the designable... Oh, didn't even grab that last time. Basic kind of the design, gameplay, challenge, wheelhouse, I want to say, for all these games. I feel like it's probably not going to be unreasonable at all to say that these games are more challenging. And yet, I don't know. Something that definitely came to mind while I was in the process of formulating that thought was a Game Boy game that I used to play when I was very young, which was the Smurfs. And I actually replayed that, I think, last year, or yeah, I think it was last year. I don't know, I feel like that one still holds up today. And we are out of time, but well, let's see if we can grab some coins. Very unlikely that I'll be able to... Oh shit, you know, actually, well, that was very worthwhile. Very unlikely that I'll actually be able to win this slot machine thing, but I should at least have another go at it. Why not go at it? If my interpretation of what happened last time is correct, I suppose we need 2 coins for 1 try at it. Okay, but, okay. Also, I guess we're taking the long way around to get to the boss this time. I actually began the, kind of tested the Mario World randomizer that Archipelago uses, because I was trying to figure out what game I want to play for the multi-world synchronous thing that's apparently happening this weekend after the chase. And I had no idea that apparently the way that handles things is to take away several basic abilities that you get in that game, and forcing you to unlock them, like the ability to run. Damn it. Oh. No, okay. But, okay, apparently I want something from that. But not from this, go figure. I wonder if I lose things if I get 3 snippets in a row, but anyway, that was Mario Brothers 2 internationally, or USA, I think, depending on how you want to perceive it, and that was the first game that we got tonight. But yeah. Let me go ahead and make sure that we still have this thing. Or that we do have this thing. Not present here. Which I'll already took care of. Okay, so let's just get right to try to figure out what else we're gonna play. I think this, assuming this is the same side that I used before, I think this side just have a sound when you spin the wheel, but I don't hear anything now. What could it be? Could it be UmJammer Lammy? Yeah, and also potentially that sound when it does the dramatic fireworks thing after you pick something, but I guess we're playing UmJammer Lammy now. Let me just go ahead and adjust a few things, such as the game that we're playing right now. UmJammer Lammy. Let's see if I can reacquaint myself with this game, which I never actually beat. Even though I think I got fairly far in it. Like, just did like 1 session of it in the past pretty much, and got to, like, I want to say the 2nd or 3rd to last stage, but then I never really went back to it after. But I feel like with Parappa, I mean, probably wouldn't be a problem to just kind of come back to that game and just like go through the whole thing in 1 stream. It seems like it wouldn't be that difficult. What's this again? Oh, Shenmue 2. Let's see. Just need to figure out exactly what I need to do in this spooky space that I am venturing into to be able to do the thing. Go on to this, don't I? This, yes, maybe. Hopefully. Sure hope I can run this game and not have everything crash. Hold on. I may have to, well, not everything, but the thing that I was trying to use to run it. I think I'll just try an alternative way to bring this to you. Hold on. It's probably a better option anyway. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. Please stand by for technical difficulties for just a moment. You can listen to the dulcet tones of somewhat more seldom heard variation on the thing, the Shenmue theme. Okay, here we go. I think we should be good. Potentially, I sure hope that the oh, whoops. No, hold on a moment. yes, we are here in the world's most wonderful sound, but we're not quite ready for that quite yet. Hold on just a moment. I guess we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. And I should probably also make sure that we... I'm gonna be able to actually play the game. But I gotta figure out which of these things I have to click on to figure out. Here we go. Gotta do that. Okay, hopefully we're good. Okay, let's try this one more time. I ever see this game is harder on the whole thing on console and try to run a little later around the bottom timing, so like it didn't make sense because we had controller issues. I don't know, I don't think there are any greater problems with it. Let me go ahead and pause the music here whilst I try to also capture this, I suppose. Let's see if I do that. What will you see? If anything at all, which will hopefully be the case. Here we go. No, I won't show. It should probably be an indication of my memory of just how thorough my memory is of this game, that I don't remember this intro sequence at all. Or even that logo. We're watching the opening though. And there it was.
That sure was fun. Part 1 was good too, but this one had more juice.
I don't think I remember the milk box person or the hammer person.
Oh, I wish I was that strong.
Lammy, you're already strong as is. You should be more confident. Nobody beats Lammy when she's on the guitar. My son.
But that is the truth.
Hey, don't forget, we are Milk Can. With my son's beats, Lammy's guitar, and my almighty bass combined with that distinguished voice, there's nothing to be afraid of.
Squirrel! Yeah! Well, what do we have here?
That was the first scram directed to.
Right? Yeah! Not only munchies, but a little babe, all dressed up for us. Ain't that right? Right!
Lammy, here!
I do remember the guitar introduction to Lammy's hands being like the main vehicle for absurdity in this game though.
The guitar rules again.
Doesn't quite segue directly into anything though. Well, what's in the menu? Might as well take a look. Not that it'll probably matter. Stage select. I mean, we haven't done anything yet in this particular iteration of the game, I'm pretty sure. So, what options do we have? Vibration, sure. Yes. This all seems fine. I'll just go ahead and... Well, we don't need to sit through this again. And pick a game and see what happens, shall we? In this wonderfully tiled transition screen.
Well, what should I tell them? I had a stomach ache, so I went to the bathroom. But there was a long line at the gas station. I told them it was an emergency, but they said...
Let's rap for it!
Well, there's your continuity. Too bad they didn't appeal to my own musical specialty.
Good. I made it. Who's that?
And here's our new vocalist, Chop Chop Master Onion!
Now, wait a minute. Who is that?
Lammy!
The guy who managed to make it here in time, even though he also didn't manage to use that particular restroom. Unless we're retconning stuff now. Oh boy, I don't think this game is quite as expectant of you to like do freestyle bizarro things as much as with Parappa from what I remember, but we'll see. Oh boy.
Kick, boom, you'll remember. Chop, chop, back again, yes, forever. You have many challenges coming at ya. Pass to the fire, don't retire now, pick. Bam! Slide. I'm down. Again now, pick. Bam! Slide. I'm down. Listen to me now as I do my chore. Nobody ever talks to me no more. But if I baby want to come crying out loud, do you think you could play and calm it down? Or if you wanna play, how would you play? Throttle up and down, all away. I just wanna know, can you really go? Without guitar in hand, I don't know.
Foreshadowing.
Coming at ya, fly high. Sky high.
Oh boy.
Cry loud. Shut up. Fly, cry. Big bang. Big cry.
Well, the timing does seem a bit facetious, but
Fly down. Shake it to the right, shake it to the
I'm not sure how much of that has to do with input stuff. If anything.
You can play in an island. You can bar, chop, Sackwood, talk. Yeah, good. Big chop pan. Cry like chalk. Pan cry slide. Chop big cry. Chop cry big. Cry chop down. Pan cry. Cry like chop. Big pan and cry. Fly chop chalk. Big pan and cry fly chop chalk. I am a master, and you. Again.
Whoa, whoa.
yeah, it is rather inconvenient when it happens right at the end. I do remember that. I suppose we're doing that again. I feel like oh, there's that by the way. Well, I can't believe I'm number 268 with 0 score. Did I read that correctly?
You have many challenges coming at ya. Fast to the fire. Don't retire now, pick. Bam. Slide. I'm down. Again now, pick. Bam.
Just too bad that can't really did it go too early. Apparently not. But you can't really go any higher than the like very minimum that you need to pass the level. Just kind of add a bit of a safety net to the rating, but is that just how this works?
Coming at ya, fly high. Sky high.
This part does feel particularly awkward just because you can't see exactly what the timing is gonna be for when your part of it starts. I think that's how it works with the end of this song as well. Other people can get into the jandy and play his head. Oh yeah. I think the hammer guy from the intro is also here.
Chop chop. Big bunny cry fly. Chop chop. I am a master, and you.
I just messed up with the actual inputs in that last time.
What a nightmare!
Oh boy, I wonder if we can get past the first song in this particular. Well, you know, I'm still 268 with 0 score. Kick, boom, you remember.
forever. You have many challenges coming at ya. Fast to the fire. Don't retire now. Pick. Slide. I'm down. Again now. Pick. Slide. I'm down. Listen to me now as I do.
You know, I didn't even notice until now that logo they have in the back of the temperature is the same logo they use in some soundtrack movies I think for this.
I just wanna know, can you really go with that guitar in hand? I don't know.
I think it is practice.
High. Sky high. Cry loud. Shut up. Fly, cry. Big bang. Big cry. And fly down. Shake it to the right, shake it to the left. I mean the only master that
I would say it does seem like erring a little bit on the side of being early.
you can bar, chop.
It seemed like the safe play, but
Feel good, big chop bar. Drive like chalk. One guy side. Chop big guy. Chop fry big. Try chop down. Big bang cry. Drive like chop. Big bang and cry. Fly chop chalk. Big bang and cry fly chop chalk. I am a master and you.
okay, finally. What I perceive as erring a little bit on the side of
What is it?
being early might just be like the normal timing if my experiences with the like measurement thing in Rhythm Heaven is any indication, but who knows if that's the case. That's like a different issue entirely.
Well, look at my guitar.
Guitar? Listen, I lost my dojo, but the dojo remains in my mind. It even has a casino. Dojo, casino, it's all in the mind. You have nothing to lose.
I would say that Dojo Casino line, which definitely keeps coming up in this game, is also possibly... Oh, I guess running a system save, why not? Also possibly referenced in Parappa 2, I guess it would have to be replay save. That's okay. I might be making that up. B, back off, you're in the way, whoever B is.
Phew, it was a dream. There's only 15 more minutes until the show.
That was more than 15 minutes.
Hi, this is Lammy. I can't
Whoops.
speak right now
I forgot.
because the Milk Can live show is coming up real soon. I'm not really ready for it. But Katie, Masan, and I have spent a lot of time in the studio. My solo was not really the way I wanted it to be, so I kept practicing, and it turned out to be okay. But anyways, please leave your name and a brief message, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, bye-bye.
It doesn't look like everything was turned off when she got out of there regardless, but...
Fire from the pizza store downstairs has the crispy on the cheese, and it's smelling good, sir. I'm gonna block all the roads.
Sure, that wasn't a fire from Lammy leaving on her iron.
Please let me through. I'm in a hurry.
A hurry? Back off! You're in the way.
My baby! My baby is still inside! Somebody do something!
Excuse me. I'm like in a hurry. Can you let me through?
You're in a hurry? I must put the fire out there.
Me? Help put out the fire?
Dojo, casino, it's all in the mind.
Yeah, that's right. My guitar's in my
your hose, if you have a fire hose and it starts to look like it's got a gourd guitar shape, that's probably not a good sign as to its functionality, but... Also, what kind of a creature is the child that's apparently trapped inside? Based on what that person screaming was. Are you sure that the child isn't responsible for the fire?
Let's get on, let's get on. Fight, fight, come on now. We got up, put it out quick. That's what I'm talking about. Hold the hose real tight and get ready for the fire.
Apparently doing it too early is definitely the way to go. Having fun while people's lives are at risk. Oh, apparently that didn't go well. Make sure to take a break before you do the last bit of vocal though. Okay, apparently that didn't count either. One of the inputs there, but apparently it didn't make a difference. Pretty sure it's where I was supposed to be a circle, but I'm not gonna dwell on that. I guess that was good enough.
Okay.
It's sneaky to put those bars at the end. The ones where they're short length and you can't see like the rhythm thing coming up before you have to begin. Seems like that could have been a cheap way to mess up at the end, but no, I guess we got this on the first try. After however many tries it took to do the first one. Oh boy, and we had to pick a name. Why could it be? It's my favorite stage in the game. But let's see what's easy one after this. Heather? That or the first one? Well, how many spaces do we have? That's 6. That'll do. Yeah, well, thanks for the system save, but I think we're gonna bother. Well, maybe we'll do a replay save, why not? I'll put it right here. And yes, it'll be with that name. It's probably unnecessary, because, you know, this is all on the bot and what have you, but I don't even know if it's gonna bring enough time to even do a full run through of whatever the next thing is. We're gonna mess up anyway.
The house is well done, but the pizza is medium rare. Ready for everyone. Have this too.
Flanger. By the by.
11 more minutes to go.
I think the stage itself took more than 4 minutes. Like, even if you don't count the cutscenes and what have you. Oh yeah, I'm starting to remember how out of nowhere this part in particular is. Or maybe...
You can give them food, change his diapers. Then you can pay the bills, do the dishes. You can babysit, only if I'm it. Why do
Well, are you in labor?
Yeah, just like everyone else here.
You don't need to worry anymore. I've been doing this for 50 years, and you're lucky, because today is an after-school sale. Come on now.
No, that's not what I...
Well, there you go. Right way of getting people in off the streets, at least.
I'm proud of all of you. All the babies are healthy.
This level, we don't even get through the song before we get the time up.
But your tummy is small now.
Yeah, that thing's apparently quite facetious. It's like
Baby, did you?
it's like a snake.
Now and help us out. Come on now, let's get to work.
It's a matter of more effective redistribution of what you're eating.
Casino, it's all in the mind.
I mean, why do they have a roulette wheel in there anyway? Like, even if you were gonna let small children play roulette, I feel like... Wouldn't you want to wait at least until they're old enough to... Oh boy. Okay, maybe we won't be doing this level right now. We should have the save, but... Maybe wait until they're old enough to not potentially swallow the pieces necessary to play roulette, but... Anyway, that was UmJammer Lammy, the first two... songs about Rick and pretend it was more than that, because of how many tries it took me just to get past the first song. And yeah, I don't know how well I would really be able to handle it, but I remember I got as far as like the... I want to say the pop star level, I think it's called Taste of Teriyaki, the song I played during that. And I was not able to clear that one, and that's like the farthest I've ever gotten in this game. Yeah. I want to say that potentially much like with Parappa, which I did finish, at least the first one. It would probably be just a matter of doing like one stream to go through the whole game, if I were so inclined, but not even that confident that I could do that without messing up with this game in particular. But who knows, maybe that at some point that will be put to the test, but that will not be today. We had the demonstration. And now we have a different demonstration getting lined up, I reckon. What could it be? Could it be... Streets of Kamurocho, what do you know? Game that may or may not be related to, actually multiple games that I think pretty much the two main games that this is, pretty much based on. Well, I would say I say two main games, I'm pretty sure it's simply more than that, but two of the main games, the most significant ones I want to say, that would have it at Spaceland, I've already played on stream. Not to completion, well, one of them I did. I played Extra Zero to completion, but I demoed Streets of Rage 1. At least. Even if I don't believe I've demoed number 2, or ever finished number 1, or any particular Streets of Rage. Any Streets of Rage game for that matter. Mostly owing to my general sort of indifference to beat-em-ups, but I do have Streets of Kamurocho on hand. I believe this game isn't even like listed anymore on the Steam thing, is it? Nope. If you try to go to the store page from the library page that this thing has, it doesn't exist. It just sends you back to the home page. But, where's this thing? This thing that's probably trying to be full screen, but not quite managing. Hold on. Let me click out that window again, actually. So I can do a couple of different things. Well, apparently it's still running, even though... What the fuck? It's not really letting me... Okay, there it goes. Looking at everything else. Yeah, this definitely feels like a very... deliberate Street of Rage thing, and I'm sorry I'm not paying attention. I guess I'll just pop this and then pop that, and hopefully be able to access this again. I will spread to the streets only because my Kiryu and Goro Majima can put an end to the bloodshed. I'm afraid I missed the first screen of text. This had Hoya's probably, so I guess I'll try to do this. There we go. Without tabbing out. I wonder if I, like, just kind of stall on this screen for a while, if I'll be able to see that again. I wouldn't really count it though. I guess we're just gonna press start and go one player. Nishikiyama's being a baby again. Select the device for player 1. Well, technically using this, but I'm also using software to trick the computer into thinking that I'm using this, so I guess we'll pick this. We're gonna be Kiryu, Majima, or a mystery character, which I'm pretty sure is gonna be the... He's supposed to be the guy from Yakuza 7, I guess. Well, we'll be Kiryu for the purposes of this. Oh yeah, and this is a track that I've heard. More than anything because of my own tendency to favor micros, but which this is in the chase, but... Well, here we go. Wait. I feel like the main way I'm able to remember this track, even if I can't remember exactly what the name of it is right now, is that it sounds a fair amount like a track from Hylix 2, which I'm pretty sure is also in the Hylix 2 samples. Even if that Hylix 2 track obviously has a lot less action-y backing than this one does. Do we go into Popo? Can we go into Popo? No, we can only cause the doors to pop open. I guess we're not gonna be spending our money, which should be like flying from these guys' pockets if there's anything like vanilla Yakuza. Which apparently it is not. To buy some bowls of ramen, I don't know. You realize this game just had SOR music in it? Apparently, I guess it does. I want to say, from like the one time that I very briefly tested Street of Rage 2, or the version that I would use if it were to come up in this wheel for this stream. I think, based on like the maybe 1 or 2 minutes that I spent doing that, this particular level layout for this first level is sorta kinda the same as the first level from Street of Rage 2, but perhaps I am wrong. I'll be able to tell you more details than that just off the top. Do I have any more moves? Oh Jesus, okay. Okay, Chinese Mafia Louis. I'm just like doing basic punch over and over again. Wondering if I have, okay, I have like a special move that I may have just wasted some life to execute, I'm not quite sure. Oh, wait, what am I, was I trying to pick up the other traffic cone and failing? I'm not quite sure what that was about. Oh, okay. Apparently this guy just kind of daintily sidestepping his way across the screen counts as him charging at me with a knife. Well, now it's my knife. Just like in Yakuza, don't you? See, it's all connected even though something. Oh shit, what? See, I'm not quite sure how I did that. I'm trying shoulder buttons now, I'm not really doing anything, so did I like do a fucking QCF? Because I didn't press a different button than the one I've been pressing this whole time. Hit people. Well, all of these fat guys with blue sweaters are coming after me. And there's someone over there, but she's gonna have to wait a minute until I take care of the dudes that are over here. Chinese Mafia Wang. Are you an enemy? Is there someone else coming? No, it's just a piece of paper. Oh shit. Is he an enemy? I get the feeling that he's an enemy. Lao Ka Long, whatever that is. Oh shit, okay. Now apparently, oh, I am consuming my own health to do that special move, which seems very not worth it. Oh, okay, apparently I got the drop on him that time, even though it seemed like that was not gonna be how that was gonna go. Wait, what? Did he heal? What happened there? Does he heal when he fucking... he changes moves or something like in Theater... not Theater Rhythm, that fucking Picross Final Fantasy game. Logica. The bosses there do some shit like that where after you take their health down to a certain level, it scripted to stop the turn so they can change their movesets so you can't hurt them past that particular checkpoint, and it's kind of stupid, but it's kind of weird that that would be like the first game that would come up in my mind that does something like that when I'm playing this game. I come across something that makes me think of that. The song comes from probably some other Yakuza game, which I'm afraid I'm not familiar with. There is one song which I suppose is remixed in this game, which came to mind because I attempted to use it for a much competition related thing, but I have yet to actually enter it into any of the matchup competitions that I've done. But if I were to do that, I'm pretty sure I would use the original of it and not whichever version is in this one. But who knows? This game is straight up Streets of Rage 2 with different sprites, graphics. Including that Bacchus reference, which I didn't even acknowledge in the moment at the end of the last screen. Oh boy. Is this the guy with the backpack who was apparently important, even though I had no way of knowing? I have no idea. Genuinely, but... okay, apparently they do have two health bars, the bosses. I did not even acknowledge that with the last guy. His health bar just gets recolored like in Kingdom Hearts. Whenever he loses, the last one he just goes to a different color. Oh, okay, I thought it was out of reach there, but... okay, maybe I can... oh, okay, never mind. Maybe I can deal with beat-em-up gameplay after all, but if I managed to get one more combo in, I could have gotten that guy without losing a life, but oh well. Oh yeah, and I didn't even realize the timer's not visibly counting down because of the full screen nonsense I think that this game is doing, but I'm pretty sure it's counting down. Okay, Punk Kaneko. Oh, that's Nishiki? Really? You fooled me. Looks quite a bit different than how I remember him looking in Zero, at least. And I want to say also from what little I played of the very beginning of... but try again. I guess we're gonna try again. Wait, no we're not. We're gonna be forced to restart from the very beginning. Hold on. Let me take a moment to tab out real quick, okay, and make sure that the timer was in fact working, which it was. And it will continue to work in the background. And yeah, I guess we'll play as Majima this time. Nishiki from the Mika movie. Oh. Oh, okay, yeah, but sure, this is the song that I was thinking of. Which I think, based on what I've seen for my very cursory experiences with whatever the other version is of this song for research purposes, I am forced to assume this is just like the Majima battle theme in Yakuza 1 and or Kiwami. which is certainly a far cry from any of the Yakuza 1 gameplay that I managed to do on my own. So make this probably Yakuza song number 2 that I would be able to... Actually, that's probably not fair. It's probably a couple more Yakuza themes that I would be able to remember. In spite of my largely fruitless run through of Yakuza 0 in that regard, being able to remember the music. Beat up the apparently again, and I can just get a knife that someone just threw in the garbage. And what else was I gonna say? Okay, I guess this is a Yakuza song that I can remember, but just trying to remember what the others could even be, I guess. There's the friggin' the Dame Dame meme song that apparently is not even eligible through Yakuza 0 as a chase thing anyway. Oh shit. I'm sorry, but didn't even see the sword drop on the ground last time I did this screen with Kiryu. There's also this, and there's also I want to say the final boss theme from Yakuza 0 is like the only one that kind of actually stuck in my mind from that, at least the beginning of it. Oh. Okay, the sword apparently becomes a lot less fancy when it falls out of this guy's hands, though. I can't help but notice. Oh shit, I forgot about that dude. Oh. Yeah, try that again. You know what would be really funny if Street of Rage 2 came up in the wheel right after this. And I was able to see completely firsthand how much of a exactly the same thing it is. Oh jeez. Don't try to sneak up on me. Not even be, I guess, at the correct distance to be able to actually be in front of my hitbox. Oh shit, see, there's definitely some moves that you can do, like if you do some just button inputs and the basic attack button, but heck if I know what they are. Guess I'm gonna reacquaint myself with whatever this guy's name is. I don't think I actually, well I did know it, but I did not remember it. Lao Ka Long. Who apparently loves to strafe, vertical strafe at least. He really wants to pick up this knife, but he's not really going for it. Just hopefully, but okay. I guess he just kind of warped into existence in front of me. What the fuck? Hold down a button, up and down, hold down and then hit up and button. Oh god. Okay, yeah, this is not optimal the way this is going right now. Allow me to try to knife you and prevent you from picking up the knife, as you always do. Okay, you're way too out of reach right now, so please come over here. I am not coming to you. Perhaps you ought to do it the old-fashioned way, you know, just... He has a fucking weapon of his own, so I don't know why he insists on picking up the knife as well. It's not really been using, damn it. Just using that more. Oh, and I didn't even realize, but I guess the, I don't know what was going on with the clock before, but it actually is updating visibly now. I don't know why it caused it to throw a tantrum before. I wonder if Kinoshita is in any way connected to the Yakuza Kid character from Portopia. Oh shit. actually got grappled. I'm the one who's supposed to grapple. It's not supposed to be the other way around. How dare you? Oh, damn it. I wonder if I could do that. Well, if I can, then it's not really something that I can easily figure out how to do, so I should probably give it up. Wonder if I can defeat Nishikiyama this time. Oh shit. Oh hey money. I don't know what good it's gonna do me in this situation, but maybe I can get an extra life. If I get my score high enough, who knows. Can you do that in Streets of Rage? I want to say that maybe or something like that in what I played of Streets of Rage 1, but oh shit. Don't quite remember. As with any, you know, things related with beat-em-ups and or Yakuza, definitely can't rely on just my own knowledge to answer that manner of questions. Just gonna go ahead and apparently I just set myself up for failure there. Oh boy. Nope, oh jeez, okay. Apparently he's got a better hitbox than me. Maybe if you try to attack me through the table, that's probably not great. Yeah, this approach is probably not fantastic. I'm just reducing my vertical approach ground, which is the opposite of what I should be doing. Can I defeat Koji Shindo at least without losing another life? I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to like keep going if I lose a life here, or if this is like technically the last life that I have. Well, I can defeat that guy without dying again at least. But see if we can. Is this like the end of stage 1? Oh, and does this mean that Nishikiyama was like the guy behind the bar and I just never noticed? Okay, nope. Apparently that was the last life. Well, that's a shame. Not sure what else we can do at this point. We can go to leaderboards. Apparently MPU is #1 with surpassing the score of Haruka and Danny Seth, who are two people who have exactly 9999999, which doesn't seem suspicious at all. And look at 773948950, who doesn't even have that many points. Talk about a fraud. What option do we have? Full screen, yes. Oh, okay, so there's literally no point. Well, at least it knows what my resolution is. Rumble, yes. Was I even getting Rumble? Whatever. Maybe if I tell it that I'm using this, which I'm not, it'll, oh, okay, I think there's a problem. There is, in fact, a problem. Okay. Which, it said it doesn't think that I'm, oh god. Okay, so I guess I probably should have picked the correct thing there, because now it doesn't acknowledge the input that I actually am using, so I think we're gonna host. Well, I guess I can use this opportunity to kind of, I really do have to restart it. This might be an opportunity for me to just be like, oops, I'm afraid I wasn't counting on that. So I actually have to end early the timer for this particular example, because I don't think there's much else I could do with a minute and a half anyway. I wouldn't spill over into the end timer, so I think what I'll do instead is I am going to remind myself what song this is. It's a very nice song, but I'm also going to find Streets of Rage 2 and play player select for that one. Okay, it doesn't sound exactly the same, but that is clearly the same song. I don't quite remember if that's also like player select from Streets of Rage 1 though. No, I think this is definitely closer to what we were hearing in the game just a moment ago. And Lambda has redeemed Hydrate again, so don't forget think I'll do that. Well, I guess we'll wait out the timer just to have that formality, but I think what I probably should do is take a moment to try and figure out trying to figure out some stuff, such as... Actually, wait a minute, did I not update this thing? No, I did update that thing. Okay, I wasn't sure for a moment. I was gonna say maybe try to figure out exactly what the deal was with how the game actually worked, and and apparently there's a Spanish Wikipedia page for this, in spite of the fact that there isn't an English Wikipedia page for this. It's apparently one of the 4 video games that Sega launched for free as part of its 60th anniversary, with the other 3 being Armor of Heroes, Endless Zone, and Golden Axe, which I don't remember if I have. Apparently I do have Golden Axe. What about the other 2? I do have Armor of Heroes. And I do have Endless Zone, so okay, I guess I did all of those. And yeah. There may or may not be a way to download Streets of Kamurocho and probably the others as well. Even if you didn't grab it during that particular, oh boy, that particular window of time that you were supposed to grab them in, and that you failed to grab them in, which I suppose will be a perennial reminder if you're at all interested in those games. But let's see. I see that Lambda has redeemed something else as well. I guess we're gonna. Actually, I just realized it's gonna be a bit of an interesting thing. I guess I'll open up a different window of this, or tab of this, and use that as my timer, because I don't think I have a better method for that right now. Let's see. I mean, it's not, of course, it's not even lined up properly, but it doesn't have to be. 5 minutes of ASMR, alright, so I guess I'm gonna start doing that. I forgot I even had that active, but, well, why not? Oh god, I see why not, but before I can even press this button, it occurs to me that I can't, I don't even remember if I have any idea what I would do. I guess I'll just speak really quietly, and that's what that is, right? And get real close to the mic anyway. Let's see. I'm gonna start the timer so that I can... I do not guarantee that my voice is gonna be that highly audible beyond the... on top of whatever other audio may be on the stream, but I'm gonna start the timer now so that we can try and pick the next game. I do wonder exactly what we're gonna do. What could it be? Could it be the extremely meme choice what that would be at this point, which is Streets of Rage 2? That's the one. That would definitely be really, really funny. Or it could be something like F-Zero GX. That's also perfectly acceptable, and would actually be probably even funnier, because it invokes the spirit of Krong into the stream, you might say. And it's, you know what's gonna be the funniest thing of all? Between the notion of having that game chosen and actually being able to... Oh, actually, you couldn't even see that, I just realized, but it was F-Zero GX. Rest assured. I already got rid of the notification, so I can't really show you that, but it was F-Zero GX. And, I guess the first thing I'm gonna have to do, which you are going to hear every single detail of, is I have to first of all unplug this controller that I'm using right now. God, which is like this really bizarre loop in this USB extender thing that I have. It's very... Oh, I'm holding this upside down. That's a big whoopsie. But let's see. right now. You know, this song is oddly fitting for what's happening at this moment. As I struggle. Scramble is probably a better word for it, but you can interpret that however you like. Between this and this and this. Hear the disconnect sound that you have to hear every single time, in spite of the fact that that's the exact opposite of what is happening at this moment. Oh shit. Well, incidental, guttural, and or incidental sounds are all part of the experience, as I'm sure you'll agree. And you got about half of the timer left and the ASMR redemption. And now that's going to be mixed in with whatever we're about to unleash here. I probably ought to include the game stuff in here. There are 16, 12, 100. No, that's not it. I better bring this on screen. I'm just stalling as much as possible, because it's going to be very, very awkward. Go ahead and read this and try to be heard on top of whatever game audio is going to look like, but let's see. This ought to be good enough. There are 1,612 blocks of free space on the memory card. Memory card, is that what I just said? Good job. There is no F-Zero GX save file on the memory card in slot A. We're going to create one, and our mighty 1,612 blocks of free space, which, why the fuck is this not coming on screen yet? Oh, there it goes. Okay, never mind. Everything's just fine now. We're going to create one save file, which is going to take up 4 blocks of memory, and yeah, already that's, wonder what name we should pick. What manner of symbols do we have available for this? We have, well, at least we can see, just kind of out of time that we got 8 characters to work with, so, perhaps we ought to, stylize things a little bit. Is this an actual character or is it just a space? It's just a space. It's good to ascertain these things before you commit to something. Usually a good idea. Or perhaps you can just make it actually, wait a minute, that's not the character I wanted for that. This is the character I wanted for that. I believe, in a way, you might say this is a very, very accurate representation of my personality's name. It is a very, very true to life thing. We're going to be registering this name on the memory card in slot A, which will probably take just a moment. Save the game data, and up to 5 more seconds of acknowledging this in the most, oh dear lord, the most way possible. Before the ASMR runs out, but there you go. There's your 5 minutes of ASMR, which I don't even remember if that was the first time that anyone ended up redeeming this. Considering that it isn't, but yeah, this is gonna be interesting. My utter refusal to, or just kind of awkward fumbling to try and prevent that from bleeding over into whatever the actual soundtrack for this game started, but now we've got it. Let's see. We've gotten in. I guess we're gonna go ahead and start the timer and see exactly what we're going to counter in this game. I genuinely have no idea what I can expect. Again, the Grand Prix versus Battle Time Attack, practice, story, replay. I guess Grand Prix and story are distinct. Go figure. Or we can do pilot profiles, which could be interesting considering that I've literally never touched this game before. We got Captain Falcon, Dr. Stewart, Biko, and Samurai Goro, and that's it. So whoever number 1 is, we don't even have that. Can we learn about Captain Falcon? All we can hear his theme song, I guess. Captain Falcon was the winner of the previous F-Zero Grand Prix. Bounty Hunter. how this goes. He hails from Port Town despite the complete mystery. Smiling boy are home from the many battles. Yes, Ryan, there's no challenge he can't overcome. We can also hear about Dr. Stewart, who is Mormon, but also is 42 years old. As a charismatic surgeon with legendary surgical skills, head of his father, Professor Kevin Stewart, provided with the opportunity to become a pilot. Much experience, top-class pilot, racer, paramedic, miraculously due to his heroic efforts, no fatalities occurred. The big accident 4 years ago, okay, that's what I kind of skipped over with my eyes. Well, we could read about the others, but what about, how about we try to get some game? I guess we're gonna try. Missions, story, who knows. Black Shadow's disgrace. Black Shadow failed in his last bid to win the Grand Prix and now has incurred the wrath of an evil villain. I thought Black Shadow was an evil villain, so he incurred someone else's wrath. Silver Nielsen is my favorite racer. Oh boy, well, let's find out what the deal is gonna be with the racers in this game. With this interesting letterboxing. It's like at least 2 layers of letterboxing that are happening on the stream right now with this. Captain Falcon from Smash Brothers cameos in a racing game. Yeah, I know, it's like when they made those weird games that use Rob the Robot from Smash Brothers. Can't believe they didn't sell more.
Wait, just give me one more chance. One more chance is all you get to win this F-Zero Grand Prix, or know the price of failure.
Yes, I can win it this time. I swear.
Okay, because there really was another evil villain that was threatening Black Shadow. Well, basically, if this is anything to go by, the price of failure is being chewed out by this guy and then dumped on the road. Grabbing another title, Falcon has trained entirely at his base. Oh boy. Not Captain Falcon, just Falcon. Timmy's ready. Is that his voice? Was that Black Shadow's voice laugh that we heard just a moment ago? If so, that was quite interesting, but I'm wondering if there's like an... You know, knowing not really anything about F-Zero, I wonder if there's like an in-universe particular meaning for F-Zero. It's just like the, I guess the racing tournament, or if it's something else. When this song first started up, I thought they were doing it like diegetically with like going, you know, those guys hanging out on the curb and near the freaking television shop, I guess. And they're listening to that song. Well, let's get all the capsules on the track and finish within 80 seconds. I have no idea how to control this game. But, yeah, well, wait, but, okay, apparently we can move this, we can change max speed, which will make lower acceleration. Control stick left or right to select machine settings. Well, I guess we're just gonna leave this where we found it. Oh, we can also do it much faster by actually using the stick and not the D-pad. I'm just gonna leave it on default, so I have no idea what that is going to change, but maybe we're gonna find out. Are these letters in the foreground? I can't even make that out. Right, I'm pressing A, which I assume is what makes me go. Oh, jeez, okay. And that turn was quite a bit sharper than I was expecting, but the little frame hiccups I'm getting probably doesn't help either of us. I wonder if I already messed up by like missing some of these things, or if I get like another chance to make a boost power. Just go through the track again and try to get them again. Yes, that is the case. I don't know if I want to be on this, whatever it is, this dark purple track. Maybe I do. Oh, damn it. Oh, I missed another one. I guess I have one more chance to get it. I vaguely remember, I don't know if this is like... Oh, fuck. Oh, I missed it again for the same reason. Oh no, I failed. Took on forever to do this, you have not this one, but there's a much harder version. Well, it may take me, maybe this will be like UmJammer Lammy, where it takes me like many tries just to beat the first level and then somehow manage to do the other one in one go. Oh shit. Oh, damn it. My complete inability to home in and where stuff is probably going to be a problem, you know. Or like literally dodging the stuff that I should be picking up. I think I'm actually somehow doing worse this time than before. And is anything here? No, I think previous run already. But okay, let's try to not. I think I can't win right now, straight up, because am I? How do you like that? I probably should have just done that before, honestly. But I'm surprised they don't stop you, considering the nature of the thing. That there you go, smooth as hell. I acquired 15 tickets for that incredible performance. You can purchase the next story chapter, really, you have to do that. Don't revel in the incredible victory that was that top level play of going backwards, instead of just accepting failure. I don't know, I think I'm rather confused by how Black Shadow's voice is actually supposed to be portrayed. So we can't actually go to the next thing right now, we have to back out of this. And go to the shop, wherever that is. What if we just do Grand Prix instead? I guess fuck my shit up, let's do Standard instead of Novice. Let's do Ruby Cup, since I guess that's the first one. What if we try a different character, like you do Dr. Stewart, Golden Fox, Pika, Wild Goose, or Samurai Goro, Fire Stingray? Let's do Samurai Goro. I don't know, I don't think I'm confident to enough to try and pick anything that doesn't have like a lower grip rating. Let's see, Twist Road. Well, I guess I don't really have much of a pick in how we do this. I don't think. Change color. Can we do that? Yeah, I guess we can change from brown to and pink to yellow to green to blue. I'll just stick with the regular coloring for now. Shall we? City Twist Road. Oh, I may have been expected to do to start accelerating at an earlier time than I thought I did. Yeah, I know how to use boost too, I'll bet. I'm just gonna try to not be very confrontational. I'm sure that's completely in the spirit of this game. Don't bother the other racers. Honestly, I have no idea what else I can even do to go fast. That's the, I suppose the game was encouraging me to do there. Oh shit. I think I'm supposed to have like a, what do you call it, health meter or shield meter or something of that effect, aren't I? I mean, maybe it's just the energy thing in the top right, but I just mentioned that because I don't think I really saw that go down. Oh shit. And yeah, you can refill it by driving on this shiny, dark part of the track. Oh boy. Oh, I can do like left and right with L and R. Not so sure what all the controls do, but doesn't seem like I do that great. 20th place. Top 6, well, I guess I see Black Shadow in there. I'm not sure I recognize any of the others. There's Stingray, behind Wonder Wasp and Mad Wolf, but in front of these other ones. Total ranking was the same one right now. Thanks for saving that exemplary performance. Casino Palace Split Oval. Sure, I mean, Casino reason to change the settings right now. He served me so well already. I guess I'll try to press more buttons than just A this time. Boost your health, ultra energy. Okay. Oh, wait. They all... Okay. Y and X and C don't seem to do anything right now, but maybe that won't remain the case. And I have a rival apparently, oh boy, and I'm like... Apparently very easy to, it's very easy for me to just be pointing in the wrong direction by those things. X, C, yeah, apparently got boost power, as you getting used with Y, oh boy. I don't think I even saw you know, a recharge floor this time. I guess I'll go this way. Maybe that's where it is. Yep, here it is. Can I at least get higher than 20th place this time? Final lap. Wow, actually kind of getting close to the front, at least this time. Sorta, kinda. I'm also running kind of low on integrity, but that's okay because I can refill it here. Oh god, am I really gonna get 20th place rewards again? Guess that's what I get for acknowledging my condition. No, this time we got 15th, so still pretty bad, but could have been worse. Man, I feel this is so far giving me very, the same kind of feeling that I got from Kirby Air Ride the very few times I tried it, which is... I cannot help but wonder or but feel that anything that would help me be good at this game is still a complete mystery to me, but... Let's carry on with Sand Ocean, maybe we can at least get through all the tracks. And then... be utterly humiliated at the end, but we see that we got to the end of it. Oh jeez, okay. Well, currently I'm kind of wondering if that shiny... Oh shit, I keep forgetting to do this. Maybe I should be doing that though. Otherwise I just immediately get into a disadvantage that I never break out of. Oh fuck. Okay, never mind. We're retired, so it's not like if you fall off the Rainbow Road you can at least... Okay, apparently if you start hitting that thing at the very beginning you don't get penalized. That is probably what's expected, if anything. Oh boy, up. Okay. Whoa, goodness. Okay, bit of a hiccup there. Bit of a few whoopsies from this game by the looks of it, as far as, oh fuck, performance. The friggin' lens flare effect that the backs of the cars have kind of make me feel like it's supposed to be something more significant, but no, that's just what they all look like, I guess, when they're going. And there's my rival. I still know who my rival is. I don't have like a designated rival at the beginning of the race, or is it determined by stuff that happens during the race? I have no idea. Oh jeez, okay. I guess this might end up being a bit of an awkward part of the track. Oh, okay, yes, I gotta switch. Ooh, okay. I think that was a smoother run of that part of the track, at least with the curve. Oh geez, not doing so good. I want to see if we can at least finish the race though. See, whichever happens first, either I finish the race or finish the set of races, or God, I think I'm gonna blow up. I feel. Oh, we're quite close to the... Oh, is he? Come on, we're touching the... Give me my energy back, floor. How can you say this to me? Oh, we'll do. At least I guess we'll just keep going. Attempting for as long as the clock is still going, but... I don't know. I guess currently my main concern has proven to be just survive and not necessarily, you know, do great. I wonder if there's like any more of the, you know, recharge energy floors anywhere on this track except for there. Oh jeez, okay. So my rival behind me at the beginning of the race, is that what was going on? Oh, okay, I'm being assaulted by this guy that I can't see. Where's the... there it is. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, come on. Oh, also, make sure you don't fucking... just fall out of the track when that drop happens. Could have gone better. At least I know what button does what now. I don't think I necessarily want to risk using more of the boost until I'm closer to the place where I can recharge my shit. Jeez. Can I make it there without, you know... without having that run out completely? I sure hope so. Alright, I survived into getting this far into the final lap this time. Let's see if I can finish the race at least. I'm having a rough time, but... okay, I suppose that's gonna be my mission. I don't have to make it as... oh shit. I thought for some reason that big sandworm was gonna be like an actual hazard in the race, but maybe not. Hey, what's that 8th place? Even though it was in 7th place until like the last millisecond before the race ended. Technically getting better placement. Almost made it into top 6. Now let's take a look at the full... ranking. Still gonna be garbage, but not quite as bad as it could be, all things considered. Halfway up there. Oh dear, that was interesting, to be sure. think I'll carry on with that. Bit of a shame that we're not finishing this. Oh, I guess I'll give it one more second just so I can let it save and then quit the Grand Prix and go back to the menu here before being terminated for the time being. But anyway, we will carry on. That was F-Zero GX. That was interesting. I'm not sure. I feel like I cannot help but continue to echo that sentiment that I got from Kirby Air Ride, which is, and I suppose this game as well can definitely add that to that sentiment, which is, I've yet to unravel the mysteries that help me not suck at this game. That is definitely something that is yet to be done by me, but, well, let's keep going and let's, actually show the wheel screen this time and see what we can get. Could it be another one? Yeah, apparently it is gonna be another one, Mario 3. Isn't it quite something? Well, I'm gonna have to swap my controllers again. Can't very well use the GameCube controller to play NES games now, can I? I mean, maybe I could, but can't begin to imagine how terrible that would be. At least this NES game. If I recall, there's Zelda Collector's Edition. That game thingy had Zelda 1 and 2 on it. That came out for the GameCube. Let's just wait a moment. So we can get this back on. I guess we're not going to be using this again. And wait a few moments so that I can go back. I feel like I actually at least wanted to go back to Mario 3, which is a game that, once again, I feel like I have finished Mario 2 and 3 at least once, but I don't think that, I really don't know that I've ever finished them outside of, like, very scuffed save state based runs that I probably did years ago when I was very bored and I didn't really care how I played through a game, but I do have some other memories of Zelda 1. Oh, there's the Zelda 1. Oh, Mario 3. That's what we're playing right now. There's the Zelda 1. Actually, we didn't even play Zelda 1 much at all when I was a wee lad. But I suppose that's not what we're talking about right now anyway. Oh, please let me bring this over to this place. Thank you very much. And let's also update this before I forget. We got another Mario roll. And we are going to try another Mario run, at least for however far we're going to be able to get into this game in the space of 20 minutes. Maybe we can finish one world, which we didn't quite manage to do properly in, Mario 2, which is what we did just a short while ago. Super Mario Brothers 3, which kind of looks like Super Mario Brothers 3, based on how it was displayed on the thing, and if you consider the, that letter to be the only lowercase letter, then yeah. Super Mario Brothers 3, gotta remember. I'm pretty sure I've told this story in a few, or just mentioned this in a few spaces, but I used to know someone who was like really obsessed with Osamu Tezuka stuff, Astro Boy and what have you. And hold on a moment, actually, I might need to continue on with this. I'm gonna stop the clock, hold on. Because I don't think the thing is working the way it should. Fuck, hold on. The control. Yeah, it's not, hold on. Just a moment, please. But there was someone I used to know who, was like really into Osamu Tezuka anime, manga and stuff and what have you, all that kind of thing, and okay, I think we're good now. And she was particularly really into the whole idea that Tezuka did of having like his characters be actors and taking on different roles in different works that he did, and depiction of certain games and other like pieces of media as like stage plays, and what do you know, that's pretty much precisely what the setup for this one is, more or less. Okay, now the control is working. So I always end up thinking about that when I play either this game or Dynamite Hades, like another one that comes to mind. That's the whole game is set up like a stage play, pretty much. But we're gonna start a player one game without further preamble. I'll probably mention the other thing that I wanted to mention when I started commenting on that stuff, or just thinking about that stuff, which is pretty sure I played the most that I played of this game when I was little. Happened during my primary school computer class, some years of that. Or some days when the teacher would just be like particularly at the end of a semester or whatever, when we didn't really have much to do. Didn't really want to do anything different because we didn't have anything that was actually productive on the agenda. Teacher would just load up a Nesticle emulator and let us play this for however long. I remember that began to get me interested in a number of things, such as figuring out how emulators worked, but... Also, hello, Chogo. Have I played SMB3 before, or is it in a game you're playing? Well, I mean, I have played Mario Bros. 3, like I just mentioned, since quite some time in my childhood, but any game you're playing? I'm not quite sure what you mean, I'm sorry. Did I mention that I didn't play anything? Or like, did I mention that I hadn't played a game that I mean, there's a number of games that are definitely on the wheel that I've never played, and of the ones that we played today, F-Zero GX I didn't play before, Streets of Kamurocho I didn't play before, that was the first one that we picked. Mario 2, well, that one I did play before, but I mean Mario 3, and a good chunk of the stuff on the wheel I'm pretty sure as well. Stuff that I have in fact played before. Oh boy. But I was just also kind of remembering how... I'm pretty sure this game... Oh, I'm pretty sure I messed up because there's a P-switch here, isn't there? Yep. Maybe we can still get up there if I just do this. There. And just give it a moment so that I can do this. And there we go. For some reason I thought the wheel was just games you've never played before. I can't get it now, but I mean a good chunk of them are, because I think, you know, ostensibly the purpose of the wheel is to help me figure out if, for the games of this that I haven't played before, if I want to actually play through them at some point. But oh, there goes that. And potentially stream them, but also just kind of tend to include just a good number of games that I have played, but and I presumably already have you know, already know what my judgment on that would be. But that are also kind of marked as relatively games that take a relatively short time to beat. So I ended up putting them on there. We're not gonna bother with that boomerang guy. Not today. But yeah, I'm just kind of wondering if I'm gonna be able to finish World 1. That should be, you know, achievable in the span of 20 minutes, surely. Oh my god, what other game was I playing recently where it felt like... Probably Mario World. Yeah, I did mention this before. Pretty sure I already did this today, just completely forgot. Wait, what? Okay, I'm not quite sure how I ended up taking damage from that, but guess we'll live with that. I was thinking about games for Archipelago that I could potentially finish in a short span of time, and Mario World was a potential option, but I ended up choosing something different, which I need to establish. But also Red Bear, thank you for the resub for 56 months in a row. I don't know why I read that upside down, I guess. Guess we'll pick this one. Fireflower. The white block trick? I don't believe I do, no. But, I don't know, sometimes I go into certain Mario-type, Scrimlo-type games, I guess you could say. And I'm thinking, yeah, it should take, you know, not a very long time to do each one of these levels, surely, and sometimes that's not necessarily the case, depending on what you're doing, I guess. Another game that I was trying out, actually, I don't know why I didn't remember it until right this moment, but I was thinking also I could potentially do DKC3 for the next archipelago thing, but oh, wasn't even sure if that was gonna do anything, but yeah. Between the factor of just sucking at the game and just being unfamiliar with some of the stage details, there's always a potential even for, you know, games in this style to end up taking longer than you expect, I feel. Do I wanna bother with this guy? Yes, we will. Just to see what happens. Absolutely nothing. Do I wanna go? No, didn't manage to get the start this time. I guess we were not quite at full speed based on how that jump went. But something that I didn't have known about for a long time is that I'm pretty sure if you manage to get a full speed run up when you're at the end of the level, and you're like, you get that full speed before the item card comes into view, and you jump and basically get there as quickly as possible, you always get a star. And then there's this, which is not indicative of how the movement actually lines up with the... Damn it. I thought it was gonna happen, especially on the last part of it. Well, let's see the first castle/fortress of the game. It's supposed to be like a... I guess it's supposed to be a castle because the... For a moment, my mind defaulted to the whole, you know... They want that thing. I already have a fire flower on backup, and I think this is gonna be a little more useful. My mind defaulted to, you know, if it's, I guess, the Mario World version of that, how that's quantified, which is... If it's like a midway point of a world, then it's probably, a fortress, and if it's at the end of a world, then it's probably a castle. But no, the stuff at the end of a world this time is airship, and well, you know, I found a warp whistle. I didn't want to beat up the boss in this castle anyway. Don't think I'm gonna be using that warp whistle, but who knows. If you crouch for a few seconds on a white block, you will fall behind the level. On some stages at level 3, your speed. If you complete the level by going behind the stage, you get a special prize. If you get a special prize if you complete level 4 and gather every coin on the level. I do not know that. Neither of those two things. He's wearing a hat. Well, Mario is wearing a hat. And also a weird implement that apparently helps him defy the laws of physics. Is there anything... God, I don't know, I feel like with so many of these, like, you know, classic Mario platformers, my sheer unfamiliarity with the intimate aspects of the... Oh fuck, I don't know, I wasn't expecting that. My sheer unfamiliarity with the specific details of what you can find in each level kinda always make me feel like I shouldn't have that, like I should be more familiar with these old games that everyone knows, but I don't know. Well, let's beat up some Hammer Brothers, or just the one. Or almost yet schooled, but not quite. I think there's maybe a mosquito in this room. It's awkward. Sure hope I don't get stung. That could be. Damn it. I was counting on the horizontal path limit for this guy to be not as wide as that. A world for people who defy the last criminal. Mario's a criminal. Well, apparently he must be. If we go by the the court of public opinion on Mario Sunshine, and probably other examples that I can't think of off the top. He needs to do, I mean, the whole premise of that game is that he's sentenced to community service. Oh gosh. Oh, okay, we're at the end. Oh, okay, that was almost a cheap hit and probably messing up my, well, messing up the star thing, even though it wasn't gonna get that anyway. And you know, depending on whether you're a Koopa sympathizer, you could say he has done a lot of aggressions in that regard, yeah. You had one more chance. That would be different, but well, we made it to the final stage, and it even looks like a castle, but no, it's an airship. What will I get this time? God, I'm just gonna be like obsessively shaking my arms now that I know there's probably a pest in here. Every time I feel a little bit of off movement in any of them, he has been transformed. Well, maybe he's happier like that. You ever think about that? Totally mighty. Prefer commitment to an institute, or maybe that's because I should have been for the past 5 years or so. Or maybe not. Then you couldn't have done the chess championships or Tetris stuffs, any of that stuff. I'm sure you helped them run that more smoothly, given your ability to actually identify stuff in chess, unlike me. I wonder if anyone has ever, I mean, Tetris and Dr. Mario exists. I wonder if anyone has ever, like, done, like, a mod or anything, because I don't think that's been done officially. Like, turn the Mario level into Tetris somehow, okay. Wasn't expecting to get, oh Jesus, okay. Get shot at immediately. Give me a little bit of leeway, to whoever the, okay. Whichever one of Bowser's children this is supposed to be. Even though they pretty much retcon that out of existence. At some point they're like, nope, even though literally everyone, including a huge number of like Japanese manga authors and stuff, assumed that the Koopalings were Bowser's children. All of a sudden Nintendo was like, nope, that's not the case at all, trust me. I mean, trust me, the people who actually created those characters, so... So probably worth doing, but... regardless... You know, speaking of that thing that I mentioned just a moment ago with, like, wonder if there's ever been, like, an actual Mario platformer level that's like Tetris. I can't help but think of that one level in Castlevania 3 where it's got, like, the blocks falling down on top of you, and it's just the most annoying thing, but it's not quite the way Tetris should be. Okay, I got, like, one grace hit, but I didn't even take that grace hit this time. Oh. Well, I was trying to grab it in midair, and I guess I kinda succeeded. There's a Dr. Mario World Championship if you're wondering. I wonder if there's like, God, let me organize my thoughts for one moment. I'm guessing if there's like a, you know, a wide interest in, like, Dr. Mario in the same sense that there's a wide interest in Tetris. If that is the case, I'm assuming that they probably have a lot of consideration for, like, all the different versions of Dr. Mario, and I'm kind of wondering if any of those, or just competitive puzzle game stuff in general, brings into consideration the specific versions of, damn it, specific versions of Dr. Mario, or like certain puzzle games that exist in, like, in the Brain Age games, because I think the last one that I played was the one on 3DS, which was concentration training. Okay. And I'm pretty sure that one of the, like, quote-unquote relaxation mode exercises that you unlock in that is like, if it's not straight up a variation of Dr. Mario, then it's some kind kind of match game that's not very far removed. More like Puyo Puyo, maybe. So I'm wondering if anyone has ever played a like a competitive tournament level Brain Age version of that game. Oh, okay. Awkward framing for that. How many lives do I have? Okay, I have more than I thought. I was born in 2018 by the wife of former Classic Tetris World Champion, which has a funny piece of trivia until he died. That's unfortunate. I mean, it's probably still a piece of trivia worth mentioning. I feel like I do remember not being able to do very well in the desert world at all. If I ever even managed to, which I feel like I did. If I ever even managed to get here, oh fuck, during the times that I played this game as a child in computer class. Let's see if I can actually get to that Goomba at the very end of this platform this time without my fucking, invincibility running out. Ooh. Yeah, wouldn't it be really funny if they were bottomless? There were, not they were. There were bottomless pits in the desert. Tell you what, I thought I would have gotten a star there, but apparently it was a mushroom instead. Go figure. And we got another hydrate, so I guess we're just gonna... I could just, peace out of this world. I guess I'll do that, actually. By using the warp whistle. Let's see what that will take me. So there's so much you can do with 3.5 minutes. Let's... Oh god, where would I go? 5, 6, 7... I don't even remember which is which. Let's go to 5. Is that the Giant Land? No, this is Skyland. Oh well. Which has, 2 levels of elevation, funnily enough. Oh shit. Maybe we won't survive this if Chain Chomp Bow Wow is gonna come after us. Ugh. See, Chain Chomp Bow Wow, even though that's not even, like, Mario is actually the series that chain jumps come from, so it's not like a weird crossover thing like Bow Wow was with Zelda. Oh my god. Can I get in here? I guess I can. Maybe just stop the music for a second before actually cutting off the invincibility, probably so people have time to react. I mean, yeah, that's how it works. But I thought that even it was gonna be a little bit more continuing the invincibility grace period from between when the music stopped and when it actually wore off. I feel like there was like... How many frames were there actually between when the music stopped and when it wore off? Well, I'm just going to cheat my way through the end of this level. I think about the end. Oh, and I lost my fucking penguin at the end because of the nipper, but what do you know? For some reason, I don't really have much of a memory of there actually being like many enemies at the end of the level. Where those cards are. But that appears to be the case. Change up is definitely from Link to the Past. Oh, this is true. Right. Oh, okay. I thought I just baited myself into death. Apparently that wasn't quite the case. And look, it's a clearly charged symbol. I wonder if you get a prize if you get all the coins in this level. Oh, okay. I was wondering if this is actually water or what. Wait, what? Oh, I guess we're supposed to keep falling. I forgot you could do that. I forgot gravity was a thing. Gravity and... oh, fuck. Okay. Not guaranteed buoyancy. Can I not pick this? Yes, I can. Okay. I also forgot that these, blue blocks that you can throw as projectiles are also a thing in this game and not just in... oh, fuck. in Mario World. Damn it. Well, we already know that we can... I guess I'll grab the mushroom. Even though we only have 5 seconds left to finish this level. I don't know if we're gonna do it. We're gonna actually forego the... Yeah, actually I wasn't really planning on it, but... Gotta forego the leaf this time so I can do this faster. What if I go the other way? Into one of these other pipes? Am I actually able to do that? No, I guess not. Well, it's a good thing that guy throws the block at an arc so that it doesn't actually hit me. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay. I think I remember how these things actually work. Okay, I made it farther this time. Is that guy gonna do something with it, or what? No, I guess not. Oh, he blocks can actually like phase out of existence in your hands, but not in theirs. That doesn't seem very very cash money at all, if you ask me. But anyway, managed to beat that level at least. We got one whole extra life, and does this go up to the clouds, or does it just go to the next part of the ground map? Can't say I have any memory of how this works. No, I guess you have to go to the Tower of Babel. That's at the end of this part of the map to get to the clouds, but we'll not be doing that today, I'm afraid, because we are out of time for this game. So we're gonna figure out what we're gonna be doing for the next one in just a moment. Probably got time for like 2 or 3 more. Sniping the window capture if I can. Let's see, what do we got? Chain jump reminds me of edible chains I had as a child that tasted really nice. Edible chains? What, like gummy chains? Something like that. I remember there was this like, hey, Metal Masters. There you go. Gotta find out what the deal is with that micro track. There was this just like collection of sour powdery sugar that came in a plastic vial that I remember seeing in some places as a kid and for a very, very short amount of time, and then I never saw it again. It was just like this concoction that I'm pretty sure I ended up mixing for one of the science fairs that I did in like primary school. Was it primary school or it might have been middle school? Yeah, probably was. It was definitely before high school at any rate, because I didn't do any science fair there. Science fairs there, I don't think we had them at the high school that I was at. But there was like this concoction that we ended up mixing up that you could just like add onto a drink that was still, and you could make it a carbonated drink. And it was just a powder mixture of like baking soda or sodium bicarbonate to be more proper. I don't think I've ever actually called it baking soda. And a couple of the game I were playing. Sorry, I gotta get getting distracted here by my own story. It was a mixture of that and the glass sugar and also citric acid crystals, which were very sour. And you could also just like take that powder and put it on your tongue and it would just start to bubble and be all fizzy. So I remember I ended up just eating it like that for a while. And I'm fairly sure that's the same kind of thing that, well, without the fizzy part, same kind of thing that that candy was that I could never find again. Anyway, let's see. What am I looking for right now? I believe this is it. Did I actually get it ready? Yes, I did. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll be using this. And we'll be trying to get Metal Masters on screen, which we have. Let me also change the thing so there's no confusion there. Electro Brain, by the way, licensed by Nintendo. Let's go ahead and do that, do this, and I wonder what will happen when I hit start. Well, it's a time of darkness, but thankfully the text was here to break up the darkness. One of disorder and chaos. Robot fighting is the most popular pastime and sport for financial manipulation. Yeah, I wonder if this is gonna be like that Twilight Zone story Steel. The evil Lord Harkan has amassed an arsenal of warrior robots and seeks an empire of terror. Okay, it took me a second to figure out what letters those were. Infamous for crime, the Baron has invested his fortune. He was a lord and now he's a Baron. Okay. Baron has invested his fortune in the sport and is plotting to take the capital. By winning the local tournaments, Harkan can consolidate his power and destroy all opposition. Now the Baron controls most of the robots and has bribed those remaining to ensure victory. Within the city lies the pieces of a super robot that create a virtually indestructible robot that could terrorize the city. Okay, so the pieces of a super robot, which when assembled would then create a separate, virtually indestructible robot that could terrorize the city. Forced to parse that as. A race to find it is about to begin, for he who has it will take the capital. The guild, well, who made those pieces, or how did they come into existence, and who found out about them first? This raises a few questions, but the guild of city managers haven't covered the plots. They risk being destroyed by the Baron's power. It's too late to stop the tournaments. Only a surprise outsider could change the situation. That outsider is you. Okay, it actually kind of okay, I guess that's me on the bottom left. Maybe. Just walking all the way across the screen. Are we taking the elevator to board this Titanic version of Ed 209? I guess so. Infogrames, oh hey, that's that French company, isn't it? Remember, if it is too vague, I don't even remember if they're sold anymore. Also, certified 2E moment. Well, it certainly was, but now it's, I suppose it's... I got who was it? Fallen Kaufman? It was one of them anyway. It's probably too early for Kaufman, so I'm guessing Fallen. One player, easy, medium, hard. Okay, I'm not quite sure what each of these differences in the robot aesthetic is actually supposed to represent gameplay-wise, but I guess we'll pick medium. Body, left arm, right arm, or leg sweep. Start or improve? How can we improve? Oh, there goes the music. What a shame. Body price, we have no money, so I guess we can't actually improve anything, never mind. 40, 21, 40... 15 doesn't seem like it's that expensive. Well, I guess we're gonna start and see what happens. We have to fight. Okay, I guess we have to fight. Okay, this is interesting. Just being more aggressive than the enemy. Oh god. I'm not even sure which one I am, to be honest with you. Seems a little difficult to... I'm guessing that... hopefully we're winning by disabling the opponent's arm L if we're the guy on the left, and at least health-wise. Well, this is interesting. I feel like it's kind of a, you know, same kind of situation as with Saxion, in that it kind of sucks that the music that's pretty much a highlight of the game apparently just goes away completely after after you start playing the game. Okay, well, your arms are gone, so I'm not quite sure what else you think you can do. Can you surrender? Sure hope these numbers are like how much I'm gonna make at the end of this. I'll be invincible. Just gonna bully these guys. Can I beat up your... No, apparently I cannot realign myself and do more damage to the body or the legs that way. Do I have to? Oh, maybe I do. Do I? No, I'm honestly not even sure what else I can do. I guess I can. What the fuck? I guess I can kinda aim up to hit the head, sorta, kinda, but also not really. Well, this guy can't hit me back now because I just fucked up his arms, so it all seems entirely posture-based. Oh, okay. Can we have limited ammo? Okay. It seems to be onto my master plan of hitting him from afar. So this reminds me of Streets of Rage, you might say. And that elevation certainly is a factor. God damn it. I'll just beat you up, see how you like that. Continue to beat up your already broken parts. Guess I'll... No, I'm pretty sure A and B do the same thing, maybe. Maybe they use different arms, but it doesn't seem to be functionally any different for the purposes of what's going on right now. Well, there's only 10 seconds left, so we're gonna find out what the... Wait, what? Oh, okay. I'm not sure what I hit to... oh, it was that. But the Baron, I guess we fast forwarded to the beginning of that fight. The Baron knows that you have just won the first fight of the tournament. Well, let's see if we can... See, why can't we keep hearing the music when we go here? We have 1 whole credit, wow. Can we afford anything with 1 credit? 3, 10, 0. Well, we can afford to leave the store. That much we can afford. Jesus. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to do that again. Maybe this time the enemy will have better equipment. I don't know. Oh, goodness. Oh god, yeah, he's actually fucking up my right arm. Okay, I'm gonna spam both of my arms. See how you like that. I'll destroy your arms. It's a good thing I don't have to pay for repairs on my arms. Okay, left arm, which one is that? Is it B? Is it A? I think it's A. Alright, your arms are gone. Now you cannot do anything to defend yourself, so you're just gonna have to awkwardly shuffle back and forth for many minutes. Or 2 minutes. Okay, that's not very many minutes, but still. It's like, you can do better than this. You can do better than this guy. I don't know why you're so insistent on... I don't know. What if we just speed up time again at this point? Might as well do that. And now we bow to each other, and Baron knows you have just won the second fight of the tournament. Yeah. And when you're taking this much interest, then I guess the Baron will know that I'm winning every single fight. And now I have 2 whole credits, wow. Okay, what is the lowest amount that I need? 7 credits for arm, fist, punch, 3 claws. We already have 3 claws though, so it's not even worth to get the stuff that's worse. Hammer, hacker, cleaver, power, so that would be nice, but no. We need 10 for the legs, I'm fairly sure we already have, and then apparently it costs 12 to get pro legs, and does it say pro legs or pad legs? I think that says pad legs. It's kind of hard to tell with this font, you know. Or plate legs, I'm guessing. 15 credits, and what about body? Can, box, safe. Well, I'm guessing we have can't, so we need 18 to. I don't know. Can we sell the parts that we have now to make money to buy the other ones? That would be good, I think. But nope, unfortunately. Oh, hey, the background is different. Oh, and my arm is still fucked up from the last fight, so. Maybe things are gonna be different this time, I don't know. I'll beat up your head. I think I'm getting more points even though I'm apparently having a harder time trying to destroy the enemies. I got enemy stuff, who is also, you know, now kicking the shit out of me. He's apparently very good at this. Just like spamming the A and B buttons as fast as I can, and I might actually be able to disable this guy's arms. Okay, good. Now we're once again locked in a standstill, but I really don't know what else you can even do at this point. Like, well, you won. Okay, you can beat up your enemy's head, kind of. You can get him in like just the right position. Yeah, go up there. There you go. So I can attack your head. It's trying to get with it if I'm on the lower lane, I guess. Damn it. Don't run away from me. Fucker. Jeez. Damn it. Keep keeps like iframing out of my attempted head assaults. How dare you? I really wish I knew how else I can do things. Okay. Apparently if you double tap down, you can crouch and maybe attack the legs that way. I don't know. It's very hard to actually pull off. Okay. Up. Come on. To actually do that and be close enough to have it actually hit there. Finally, we're hitting the legs, kind of. Please don't remove yourself from my range. There. I'm gonna break your kneecaps, I swear. Your metal kneecaps that you must have. Baron Osel, Baron, also no slots of EGM do chaser confirmed. Sounds like an RSI speedrun with how much smashing it makes you do. Oh. RSI being what? Oh, I don't know. Well, very well. Let's just cut our losses here. Speed up. Baron knows that you have just won the first fight of the tournament. How many fights must we win before there actually becomes significant in any way? Well, we still can't afford anything, well, you know, so let's just carry on. Repetitive strain injury. Yeah, that makes sense. That reminds me though, I think. Do I have a... No, I don't. Okay, I was wondering, do I have turbo set up in this thing? I mean, I'm just like sliding my fingers back and forth between the left, like bottom and left face buttons. That's not particularly straining, but I might actually be about to lose now if I actually get my arms disabled. I wonder if I can, you know... Well, one of my arms is disabled and now the other one might also be disabled in just a moment, but until then I can just smack this guy as much as possible. Okay, now I'm the one who's running away from this guy. Oh, okay, I guess that tactic, now that I'm the one who's on the run, is to stop this guy from changing lanes, and that way he can't get into position to hurt me, but... Oh, damn it. Can't go any further into the background right now, I can't. That kind of sucks, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure that there's much more to this game that we... Oh, I think we've lost, by the way, because we the guy surpassed us in score, and we can't, like, get any more score now, so I think we're just gonna die. Lose no matter what. I might as well die, just run out of health in all our body parts, see what happens. Accomplish that, which I want to be able to do while trying to fight one of my opponents, because they want to stay still. There, I got blown up. The guy just pieces out of there. You have been defeated. The Baron has found all the pieces of the super robot and will construct it to terrorize and take control of the city. Well, I mean, I got my 995 score. I'm guessing you're supposed to... How do you play this two players, though? Like, seems like if this was like a fighting game that you might want to play, you would want to play it, like, start with easy and see if that makes a difference. I don't have any money still. How would you play a game like this on a Game Boy simultaneously, though? How would you even be able to set that up? Maybe use the hardware that's meant for the Virtual Boy. Maybe that's the secret. Just daisy chain the Game Boys. I don't even know if you can do that, but... Oh, there we go. Now this guy's done for. Can also just like shoot him from afar, but he has always got a dodge. That's fitting. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a human player wouldn't dodge this every single time. Okay. Can I trick you? Yeah, fuck it. Well, we have 5 minutes left, so I'm not sure what the best use of them would be. I think we've pretty much seen all that the game has to offer at this point. Except for maybe different graphics for some of the later fights in the tournament, but when are we ever gonna get to see those? Well, I don't know, I guess we'll try to. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get much farther as far as... I think I do have some turbo button stuff set up, actually. I was wondering why that hadn't been the case before, but I guess it is now, at any rate. Let's see if I can beat the second battle against the guy that defeated me last time in the second one of these stages, I guess, backgrounds. Sure, all these people in the background, which I'm sure are some of those dots on the upper edges of the screen, are supposed to represent. I'm sure those people feel like whatever they paid to watch this event, this robot event, was worth it. So, I guess based on the scale of the robots, if we assume that there's like giant mech robots that apparently are several stories tall, so it's not quite like the Real Steel or just Steel, which I'm pretty sure. No, Real Steel I think was a movie with Hugh Jackman or somebody who I never saw it, but I think I heard that it had pretty much the same story as what I was actually talking about before, which was the Twilight Zone episode Steel, which I think was also based on a story by Richard Matheson. But it's pretty much just, hey, it's the future, and now, like regular boxing or wrestling, I think it's just boxing. Boxing between humans is now banned, so now all the boxing is done between robots. So here comes some guy who's run into dire straits and lost his boxing robot, but he's like an old fighter from the old world, so now he's gotta pretend to be a robot himself and go up against... Wait, what? I can still fight? I thought my arms were gone. Oh god, okay, now I'm getting beaten up, so not never mind, my arms are gone. And now I'm getting very thoroughly beaten up, you know, insert that fucking that fucking Fist of the North Star meme, I guess. And probably others that are pretty much the same thing that I cannot think of right now. Because I am still very anime illiterate. Oh, alright, I fucking projectiles. I guess right now my challenge will instead be just try to see if I can actually survive this encounter, which I cannot. I mean, even if I do, it's really kind of a good question, I guess. No, I got blown up again. I guess the last thing that we can do with this last 90 seconds is try to find out is we'll go with hard. That happens if I get beaten up and I get like you know, a losing score, but I don't get blown up. That's what I want to know. I just okay. I may have come too far away, but did I just... Am I not... Yeah, I'm not able to move anymore because my legs are gone. Okay, never mind. I failed. Okay, underestimated this this first opponent, clearly. Let's try that again and see if we can actually do what I wanted this time. Okay, I guess we're not gonna spend 3 minutes dodging, but... Oh shit. Oh fuck, well I've already messed it up because I... damn it. Actually... Yeah, the Baron knows... Baron knows about every single time I blow my nose. Okay. Okay, let him break one of my arms, that'll probably help me get a losing score. And survive, and this is actually a thing. Oh wait a minute. I was like very confused. Okay. Oh wait, what? Damn it! I may have actually gotten what I wanted, but oh well, it looks like it resulted in a game over. Kind of went by a little too fast for me to actually see if I did get it, but anyway, that was Metal Masters. That was, I guess, another good example. I don't know. I would say another good example of a. Is it Fallen? I don't remember. God. Let me, original Alberto Gonzalez actually could have been that guy too. Metal Masters 1993 video game composer. It was Alberto Gonzalez, never mind. I forgot. That's like actually one of the main guys who. So it's not Fallen in the sense that he's kind of known for somebody who's known for doing good music for games that are kind of very subpar. So not quite a matchup in that sense, but well, let's see if we can do at least one more game right now. Probably just one more. Depending on, I would say depending on what we end up with, but I'm not sure how much I mean that. Okay, I think we're gonna do at least 2 more games now because we have to burn the rope. I don't think it's gonna take me 20 minutes to set that up either, so. Give me 1 second to figure this out and also probably cut Metal Masters from this list, which I forgot to do, and Mario 3, which I think I also forgot to do. Yeah. And now you have to burn the rope. Let me do that preemptively. Finally, we're doing some headway and cutting down on this list. I say finally, but I think that's happened pretty much every single time that I've done anything with this list. But there should be a pretty simple and straightforward way for me to get this. Oh, and that's where that song ended, by the way. Better get familiar with this particular soundtrack soon too, by the way, because this is going to be in the chase for too long. But yeah, I believe that. Operation Get You Have to Burn the Rope on the screen is a go. I'm just gonna need a couple more clicks. Okay, I think we're ready. That didn't take very long. Let me just make sure that we're in business, and I'm gonna start the timer, but I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be a formality, as you'll see. TBH, whenever it flashes that text, say the Baron knows you want to fight. I imagine it being Baroness Thatcher. Well, I don't know if Thatcher ever sponsored any kind of political confrontation that involved giant mechas, but maybe it would have made things a bit more interesting. You decide what all the implications of that are, though. Okay, so let's see, just need this. Hopefully this won't cause any problems. Don't reckon it will. I am gonna have to put this controller to the side for one moment, though. Because I'm pretty sure this is gonna expect me to there we go, to use the keyboard. A Mazapan game. Music by Hendrik Namark, Reachground.sc, thanks Christian Dryden, Umami, GB, and Krista Grossen. By the way, this music isn't in the micro for this game. There's a boss at the end of this tunnel. You can't hurt him with your weapons. To kill him, you have to burn the rope above. I mean, do you even have weapons? Oh yeah, I guess you do. You have access that you can apparently trigger by pressing any button that's a letter. Grinning Colossus. Yeah, this song is also not in the micro. I mean, you can kinda hurt it with your weapons. The question is, are you, well, can we just mash the... I don't know. If I set up like a auto click, that was fast enough. Maybe that would make a difference, but I get the feeling that it's programmed so that even if you do it as fast as possible, it's still not gonna be able to overtake him. So no, let's burn the rope. Or try to. Never mind. Failed. Well, it's a good thing. Well, we get to see the other end of the room at least. It's a 100% run. Too bad we can't actually stand on the chandelier. Oh no. Well, there we went. And that's the end of the game.
Congratulations, you managed to kill that boss, you see, the grinning colossus.
Thanks, Kian Bashiri.
You're the hero we all wish we could be. You made it through the tunnel.
I'm assuming the guy who made the music for this also sang it.
Then you burned the rope and saved us.
I'm wondering what additional design implies in a project like this, and umami. What did umami do? These questions are definitely brought forth.
Now you're a hero. You managed to beat the whole damn game. We're happy you made it, but how are you gonna spend the rest of this day?
Well, there's 35 minutes left in the day, so
Maybe watch a video. Maybe press refresh and start again.
yeah, I can't do it on this version, I'm sorry.
You managed to beat the whole damn game.
It's just not bound to a browser, this particular iteration.
How are you gonna spend the rest of this day? Maybe watch a video. Maybe press refresh and start again. Yes, it's over now. We didn't want to make a longer game. This is it, I swear it's true. Ooh. Now you're a hero. You managed to beat the whole damn game. We're happy you made it, but how are you gonna spend the rest of this day? Maybe watch a video. Maybe press refresh and start again.
Okay, I was just checking to see how long this song actually is, but it's just a couple of minutes. 2 minutes 13 approximately. And I don't know why I thought it was about twice that long, but it isn't. So there we go, game over. You can't hit refresh and start again in this version though, because it's this. Unfortunately, we're playing this in the future when Flash is not supported on major browsers anymore, so we have to play these classic Flash games through alternative means, such as Flashpoint Infinity, but yeah, that was the game. So anyway, let's see. If we can't figure out one more game to play, it's gonna take longer than 5 minutes, ostensibly, to get through. That might not necessarily be the case, but I'll just switch window capture back to, you know, the thing that it's probably a better anchor. Why could it be? Oh boy. Could it be one of the games that technically didn't make it into a chase because it got retracted in pledges? Why, yes. You might be wondering what that thing at the end means. Don't worry about it. Hang on. We can probably spend 20 minutes with hang on. Let's see. Just give me a moment to... Oh, I probably don't need to have these two things open at once. I don't need to have this open right now either, now that I've done that. I do need probably a moment though, so I can... Oh. So I can figure out exactly how I can get this up here, which I think should be this. Unless my past self lied, which I don't think... What the fuck? Okay, hold on a moment. This is running, but it's doing something weird. Hold on. Just gonna have to back out of that to get for just a moment, which will apparently make the thing crash. Okay, cool. Just like I will be crashing in the game in just a minute, but before we get to that point, I just need to confirm something quickly here. Just need to reset this, I suppose. And hopefully now, let me make sure this also is still working, because it could be being stupid, and it is. What do you know? Well, this is why I have to. I don't know why. This is something I shouldn't have to do. That's what I want to say. And yet, go with that. Okay, should be able to get to. Okay, okay. With any luck, now it should be working just fine. Okay, cool. And let's go ahead and see if we can hang on the screen here. Oh fuck! I just hit something stupid. Oh no! Oh, hold on. Shit! Hold on. Yeah, okay. Something stupid on a different window. Okay. But with any luck, hang on. Should come on screen any second now. Let's get another good track record of not forgetting to change the display name for this for the entire stream. How amazing. Okay, so this. I mean, it's not showing up yet, is it? Hold on just a moment. Yes, do that, please. There you go. I guess I have to do this manually now. But yeah, okay, let's see if we can do 20 minutes of hang on, even though, as you'll see, you don't really get much of a thing. Which button is for inserting? Okay, it's this one. Let me just put in my quarters and then just get Sega all of my money so we can play Nogna. And then oh boy. Okay. This is gonna be interesting. We can lean to the side in time with, by the way, Garelli, is apparently something we need to be conscious of. Well, it's a good thing that we at least got off the bike before it blew up. And Bridgestone. Pretty sure that's a real thing. I wonder if they licensed their name to be in this game. Well, if Garelli is in this game, then surely. Okay, so there seems to be a big problem if we actually are in the close proximity of, you know, our rivals here. Oh. Apparently any kind of contact with them will cause us to go careening out of control, but yeah. So it's kind of an interesting design choice that have this loud engine sound that kind of goes completely over the music. We have okay, we have extended play. Newbie race. Ooh, okay. Can't believe my rivals are moving between lanes. That's a huge pro gamer move. Fuck. Once again, my bike has been blown up. They have another bike. And what will be the end condition for me to no longer be in the game? Will it be running out of lives / credits / whatever it is, or will it be running out of time? Do you even have lives? I don't know. Well, you can see that it's kind of the same thing they do in Outrun, where the main thing that determines how long you're going to be able to play the game for, and oh fuck, on 1 credit is if you can make it to the checkpoint before running out of time. There's some interesting sprite work going on for the animations, so where you just wipe out and your bike blows up. Oh, we're out of time. Made it to the first checkpoint of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh well, we got first place though. Can't believe everyone else who played this game really sucks. They were the ones getting first place. Or AA, because I couldn't figure out what button I was supposed to press to move between the letters, so... It's not great that we just immediately, like, get left behind the group of bikers at the beginning. Is it called Peloton if the people involved are using motorcycles? They're using engines. Oh, jeez, okay. And now we're not quite in first place, I guess, because there's still dudes ahead of us, but... Oh. Oh, we're getting ahead of them now. It's a good thing there's nobody else on this road but us. Just... Racer reserved, okay. Okay, so we're not guaranteed to get knocked into something if we hit one of those guys. It kind of feels like we are sometimes, so... Oh. What's the other way that you kind of lean back and forth on the... Oh gosh. To sort of try a... Oh, okay, I guess we got an achievement for making it to the end of the first checkpoint. Making it to the first checkpoint without crashing, which is quite a remarkable achievement, all things considered. Legitimately, yes. Oh god. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's that shell logo, that's also from a real thing, and I have to wonder, you know, all these motor stuff companies actually agreed to be in this game, or was it just Japan being kind of overzealous with their usage of copyrighted material, kind of thing, like, you know, like a Final Fantasy 1 design-wise for a bunch of their enemies is just a rip-off of Dungeons and Dragons. Oh goodness. Low score, okay. Well, we made it past the... Oh fuck, we made it past the second checkpoint that time. This game getting into a chase then, well, probably not unless somebody else resubmits it. Honestly, I thought it was a little too hasty to withdraw it. But then again, I don't know. I feel like... I don't even remember. I think this was one of those micros that had 4 tracks. And yet, I don't really know what tracks you could possibly have that would be sufficiently distinctive other than this one. Well, this is definitely the farthest I've ever made it in this game, at least I can say that. Oh yeah, this stupid fucking bug is still flying around this room, but I can't take my hands off the controller now. There's gonna be a murder in here, so to say. And the stream, though, I'm telling you. Assuming that that guy hasn't made his escape. It's escape. How far did I make it? Pretty far. Total time, well, did we... Oh, yeah, we had to have gotten more. I don't really know what you can press that, you know... Oh, okay, apparently you press the, Oh, damn it. No, I wanted to write ach, but... I suppose it was not to be able to put in an extra credit to be nice. I guess you hold the accelerator button to change letters and you... Oh, that one breaks. I actually had no idea. Okay, the other button breaks, so I'm guessing... I don't actually know, like, how this was presented in the arcade, but I'm forced to assume that the machine had, like, pedals to actually control your movement. You have to, like, step on the accelerator to go, I'm guessing, and then you... There's also a brake, which I have never actually used. Just been, like, letting go of the accelerator when I need a little bit less speed. Like here. I would not brake. Although I just let go so I can be more stable, which is kind of ironic considering that, well, maybe not more stable, but just more centered. Can't help but think about that principle that dictates that when you're in a motorcycle like this, You're propelled by a centrifugal force, I believe it is. Or perhaps something that's approximated to that, but not quite that. Can't quite tell you right now, but whatever force it is. Oh fuck, oh, crashed into Don't Troll the Dolphins fucking billboard there. Whatever force it is, the principle that applies is that the faster you're going, the more stable you are. Up. And yet that doesn't really stay consistent when you can't go in a straight line. You have to keep on taking curves like this. Tag, by the way. They fixed what one of those things says. Stupid bug, come on. And forum. Just forum. Wonder what forum it is. I mean, this game came out in what 1982, 81, something like that. Very early Sega arcade stuff. Don't know of any kind of forum in the internet sense, perhaps. Oh man, I was almost at the second checkpoint too. Okay, hold on just a moment. If I see that fucking fly bug moth, whatever it is, maybe it's one of those tiny flies that's technically mostly harmless, but it's just annoying to see it flying around. That comes in with fucking weeds. See if I can... Shit, hold on. Is 10 seconds enough time to switch to the next thing? Yes. There. Yeah. Okay, I didn't see the bug again, so whatever. See, there's how many? There's 7 more dudes that are at the starting line, and yet definitely, if you go fast, there's definitely way more than 7 dudes that you end up passing as you go along the road. Shit. You have to wonder what that all those buildings are in the background, or like what is the how close or far or cut off are we from those buildings? Okay, maybe we have to mix brake with accelerator, is that it? What you're expected to do to get like maximum handling slash speed rating along these curves? I don't even know. I'll get in my way. It's a good thing that this... Oh fuck, okay, never mind. I was gonna say, it's a good thing that these fucking edges of the road are perfectly smooth so that they don't interfere with my speed or anything like that if I drive on them, but then, you know, you get to the checkpoint and no, the checkpoint definitely counts as a solid obstacle, but just gonna fuck you up like that. It's a good thing that if you manage to get a good speed going, you're like the fastest by a lot, apparently. Ugh, damn it. I was hoping that mixing the brake with the turn is gonna help me to avoid that particular crash, but I suppose it was not to be. I suppose, for as far as I'm concerned, just letting go of the accelerator is gonna be more reliable for that. So it's already been like Outrun, where I think, you know, is it Outrun? Oh god, what fucking game? It's definitely a game like Outrun anyway. There's some game that has this kind of thing where you're driving fast and then the main thing you gotta do is just make it to the end of the track or make it to a checkpoint before you run out of time. But I think there's at least one game like that where if you're like, what happens if you run out of time is that you just stop accelerating and just kind of still go forward for a short amount of distance, but just like for however much momentum you had built up when that force just stops. Oh god. These fucking guys. Possibly Rad Racer. Yeah, possibly Rad Racer. I've definitely played that on here. But yeah, it might have been Rad Racer. But what can happen in whatever game it is that I'm thinking of is that if you run out of time and you're like close enough to a checkpoint, you know, that little bit of extra distance that you can get from that momentum can actually help you reach the checkpoint and extend your time or whatever it is. So like running out of time isn't just like immediately you've lost. Rad Racer lets you cost a bit for when you run out of time, so yeah, I think it was Rad Racer. Had to be. For some reason my mind, when I couldn't figure out what it was, my mind went to freaking, I think it was called Race the Sun, that game that I remember was like something a bunch of people were playing, oh fuck, some years back. It was just like a game that's kind of like this, but it's less about just staying on the course and more about avoiding obstacles and getting like big air and what have you. But I'm pretty sure it was a fairly similar gameplay principle at any rate, just go fast and outrun the clock. Are you to get more time when you pass one of these guys? I feel like something has to happen when you pass one of these guys, because I think, what's that little high-pitched sound? Oh fuck. When you pass one of these guys, does that do anything? I don't think your position is recorded anywhere, like if there's like a race placement. Fuck. Damn it. Can I get past the second checkpoint one more time in the next 2 minutes or 5 minutes? No, I said 2 minutes. I'll keep trying, I guess. I don't think I can get a speed bonus from accelerating before the thing starts, but I mean it doesn't really matter anyway, because I don't think, based on what I've seen, I don't think you're like how many of these guys are in front of you even makes a difference, especially considering how, you know, there's way more than 7 dudes on the road. We're just like catching up to some other group of drag racers that were doing this before we even got started. Or maybe it's like a character limit, like with on-screen character render limit, like with, I don't know, old school GTA Fog, except it's for a number of racers. There's actually 100 bike racers that are at the starting line. You just can't see most of them because of technological limitations. That's gotta be it. Even so, I have to wonder how the fuck they make it past you. How they make it so far ahead that you're passing, you know, this many of them at such different points during the course. Since we got Shell, we got Bridgestone. I'm kind of wondering what tag is on forum. Are those real things? What's with the dolphin and the fucking... that sailor dolphin with the rainbow? What's that supposed to represent? What gas company? Is that Marlboro too? I didn't even see that before. See, what's this motherfucker on the screen now supposed to represent? That's relevant to vehicle racing. Damn it. And I was right there. Oh, damn it. I'm gonna leave that as my current thought. Who is that dolphin? what's the story? Oh, we go again. Now we actually got only 2 minutes to attempt getting past the second checkpoint once again, but if we don't, well, I guess getting past the second checkpoint will be my great triumph in this game, as far as I'm concerned. So I assume got at least something that's real, based on the fact that it's right next to Bridgestone, as far as how it's depicted, but I don't know what it is off the top. It's kind of weird. You know, something that comes to mind is that, didn't even think about it until this moment yet again, is that I assume that the way this game would have been played in the arcade would be with, like, 2 pedals and a wheel, but, you know, I've got a button that I press for the pedal, for each of the pedals, and then I got the control stick to serve as the wheel. But there's a separate button that I've been pressing to start each attempt, which is like the start button, so I'm kind of wondering how, you know, what that button would have been on the arcade setup. Would you have to, like, honk the horn? Yeah, if I press that button now, nothing happens. Is there like a separate big red button that just says press here to start the game or something to that effect? Oh, come on. As long as I don't crash, I'm hoping I'm gonna be okay. See, that's Marlboro, which I hadn't even seen until now. We're out of time, but I think we're actually gonna make it to the second checkpoint again. Yes, we are. Okay. Well, let's keep going for wherever the rest of this particular run may take us and see how far that may be. How much money would I have spent if I had done this many attempts on on the actual arcade machine in 1980, whatever it was? I feel a sense of pride and accomplishment for making it to the Tepui Highlands. The Gobi Desert. What's that? Oh, okay, I just ran into a bush and once again my entire self got exploded. But I think that was the first time that I crashed, at least, on this entire run. That's gotta count for something. And it's definitely my high score. Got past 7-9. Oh man, it was right there. Fuck. Jesus Christ, well, that's gonna taunt me forever, but... yeah. See, maybe this could be a... yeah, maybe not. Well, let that sentiment be recorded in that... this final record that I leave. There's that fucking bug. Hold on. Number 1. Fuck. Wonder what kind of achievements I get from this, by the way. Now that I've again stage, complete all the stages, complete all the stages without crashing, get however many zeros that is. Well, I got complete second stage without crashing, and the first stage, never race 1 or 2, factory settings or higher. I wonder what you can do to mess with that, but there you go, apparently that's an option. You can look out for, but that brings us to that. The thing is gotta be the swan song of this for now. I mean, I still have like my main sheet for chase games even, but I do try to include even the stuff that's ended up getting retracted on there. Which is only like 3 or 4 games so far. I think it's just Hang On, Akiba Strip, Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix, and that Voice of Cards game, I think, just got quietly withdrawn. And then there's also the stuff that apparently was in at some point, but it got deprecated at some other point, but it's still somewhere in my sheet, so I'm pretty sure that's just Duck Hunt and Excite Bike. And the Seller Collection thing, oh yeah, there's that too, but that, I mean, that's something that just expired. Oh god, I'm trying to remember if there's anything else that actually, well, I mean, there's the Heroes of Might and Magic 2 expansion, the Demon Souls expansion, but those aren't like something that would really have a separate entry, I don't think. Oh well. But yeah, that do be the nature of that before, but not going forward. Would be one way to put it. But hopefully that would be complemented by just an appeal to be more judicious going forward. Oh well. I am going to take a quick look at this and then probably just do an immediate send off into saying yeah. And I got 6 minutes to go before the end of the day. I guess we found out what I was gonna do, how I was gonna spend the rest of this day after all. Let's go ahead and head to the end of the stream here. This is definitely an arcade game, yeah. I mean, there's also, I mean, Outrun. I've never really gotten that far in Outrun, but I technically got farther in Hang On that time than I ever did in Outrun. Probably other games like that that I can think of that were like actually arcades that I just never got that far in. I'm pretty sure there was also a game called Pole Position that was the same kind of thing as Outrun. I don't remember if that was arcade, but probably was. At some point or another anyway. Gotta get music a little bit louder, I think. Just a tiny bit. There we go. As I sign off, which I believe I will. Right now. Go ahead and just try to figure out what I'm gonna say, for one thing. Yeah. I don't know if there's gonna be that many more games that I'm gonna end up in this particular wheel in a hurry, because it's like specifically the wheel for like games that aren't that long in theory. That's the thing. Something to bear in mind. But yeah. Maybe one day I'll be able to do a different shtick with this. I mean, I already tried like at least one stream, I would say, of like a 1 hour wheel for games that are a bit longer, but who knows, maybe that will become the standard at some point. But at any rate, right now I am going to go ahead and sign off. I don't think I really have much more to say than that, so yeah. Just gonna say, you'll take it easy. I thank everybody for coming like always. Thanks for chatting. Always great whenever people chat. And thank you to Aganar and Redbird for the subs, and just everyone for hanging out in general. It's nice to be able to do stuff like this from time to time, even with my apparently never able to truly be properly addressed scheduling problems that I apparently am going to have for the remainder of my existence, but well, I'll try to make it work. I'll try to make it work. I'm gonna see if I can at least finish. I mean, I didn't even finish the vanilla of Shovel Knight yet. I still have to do like the last couple of levels in that, I think, but see if I can finish that and the Plague Knight mode, I want to say, at least before the end of September. Who knows? Maybe that will be doable. An attempt will be made, probably, but anyway. All that having been said, I want to say you'll take it easy. I thank everybody for coming like always. Thanks for chatting. Always right whenever people chat, which I believe I always said. Oh well. It's my custom, my muscle memory thing that I'm used to. Not really, but it's probably a better term for that. But what I usually see at the end, preceded by, or preceding the thing that I actually see at the end, which is, I will see you later. Now let's hurry so we can escape the falling ceiling.